Skies in 67 degrees in downtown Indianapolis. Your radar's clear of any rain. Low of about 47 tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 3:02. Indiana Task Force 1 says they plan on returning to Florida to help with Hurricane Milton recovery. John Herrick reports that AES Indiana is getting involved too.
That utility company says they're sending 19 people down south. They left for Tennessee Monday afternoon, and they'll stay in Georgia until they're called to Florida. AES Indiana Communications Director Mallory Duncan says they're part of a mutual assistance program where they got help from other people when parts of Indiana were hit by the remnants of Hurricane Helene, so now they will assist people who will have to deal with Milton. John Herrick, 93, WIBC Mobile News.
Denise Paula Hatch is no longer constable in Marion County. She pled guilty Tuesday in two separate official misconduct cases, which will allow her to avoid any further jail time.
I don't like to say that we're sending a message. You know, if you commit a crime in the course of your duties and you're found guilty of a felony, you're going to be removed from office.
Deputy Prosecutor Kyle Bandy of Hancock County Hatch felt there was a conspiracy to remove her from office. That led to several confrontations with Indianapolis police and city officials and how those charges came about. City leaders in Indianapolis approved a proposed spending plan for next year from Mayor Joe Hogsett, but it faced more bipartisan oppositions than other plans from recent years. Democrat Councilor Jesse Brown voted no, saying city workers need to be paid more.
Right now, there are full-time employees of the city of Indianapolis with a decade of tenure who are making poverty wages.
A few others who disagreed with the spending plan said there wasn't enough investment in fixing up roads, sidewalks, and bridges. If you've wondered about donating plasma, there's some things you'll have to go through, like a medical screening to determine if you're the right type of donor.
Blood pressure, temperature, pulse are also checked. But really, it can be any individual who is healthy.
Anita Brickman with the Plasma Protein Therapeutics Association says it's also best to drink plenty of water and eat some protein before you donate. This week is International Plasma Awareness Week. Traffic and weather in about 60 seconds. It's 3:04.
Pat Sullivan here for the Michaelis Corporation. I'm here with Michaela to talk about water damage. Water damage at your home or business can come from heavy rains, broken or frozen pipes, and countless other ways. Michaela, if someone has a loss due to water, why should they call Michaelis?
Michaelis is a local, family-owned Indianapolis company with 39 years experience. We are manning the phones and ready to help 24/7, 365. Michaelis specializes in water damage restoration, is IICRC certified, and will restore your home or business to pre-loss condition or better.
I know a big part of getting back to normal is dealing with the insurance company. Can Michaelis help there?
Yes, Michaelis works through the entire process on your behalf to make it easy and give you peace of mind.
If you have water damage, call the Michaelis Corporation. Water, storms, fire, and mold, life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Text or call 844-FIXED-INDY. That's 844-FIXED-INDY. Make it Michaelis.
With traffic on the 5s at 3:05. Matt Bear.
What's up, Harrison? Looking to westbound 70 on the west side. Crash before Sam Jones Expressway on the shoulder, causing slow traffic back to Tibbs Avenue. Also, westbound 465 on the south side. That's a hit after Man Road, and it's blocking. Right now, it's blocking the left lane, involving a motorcycle, causing stop-and-go traffic to Man Road. Northbound 465 on the west side, stop-and-go traffic through construction, which should be done early tomorrow morning. Right now, we are jammed up from 70 past Sam Jones Expressway. Traffic sponsored by Allstate. Wish you could save on home insurance. With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Mostly sunny skies today, very pleasant conditions. We'll see highs near 72. Clear tonight and cool with lows falling near 46. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the Level on the Go and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it!
Helene was a wake-up call. This is literally catastrophic, and I can say without any dramatization whatsoever, if you choose to stay in one of those evacuation areas, you're going to die.
Well, an ominous warning from the mayor of Tampa. If you stay in an evacuation area, you are going to die. Of course, she's talking about Milton. Back down to a Category 4, the storm going to make landfall later Wednesday night as a Category 3 storm. That doesn't change the fact that it's still going to be very dangerous, storm surges, things like that. And I don't know, man, like that, the mayor of Tampa saying if you stay in an area that's been ordered to evacuate, you're going to die. How do you feel about that, Hammer? I've known people that have stayed in areas during hurricanes that have been evacuated and stuck it out and didn't die. I don't know. This was going to be a direct hit on Tampa, which they're saying this is the first time in decades that's happened.
Here's my thing with this. I think had there not been Hurricane Helene, maybe she wouldn't be as boisterous. But a lot of people decided to stay and hunker down for Helene, and they didn't make it. Maybe not necessarily in, parts of Florida, but certainly in other places. So maybe scaring some folks is the way to make sure that they live to fight another day. I'm all right with it, to be honest with you. Maybe she's wrong, but man, what's the problem if she's wrong? You live and you're mad, right? If she's right, you stay. You don't live to be mad.
All right. Okay.
And I know we each have friends that live down in Tampa that sometimes they ride these things out. This is not one of those cases. Like, I know my friends, and I think your friends too, they've decided we're going to pack it up and pack it in here. Maybe?
I'll be careful what I say. I don't want to give too much away about, a buddy of mine that's down there. I do know a person that's sticking it out, and then I know another person that has gone to Tallahassee. They both live in Tampa. One's going up to Tallahassee, and one's just saying, man, these evacuations can be a crapshoot as well. Clogged traffic, no gas, no hotel rooms, or hotel rooms are booked, and you're just stuck out there. So I don't know, man. I've never been through something like that. I pray I never have to go through something like that. I know it's got to be stressful. Is not even the word for it. I couldn't imagine what it's like living down there, having to go through this twice in a row in as many weeks almost.
Right, because Tampa and St. Pete, that area, took some damage from Helene, even though it was not in the direct line of that storm. The storm surge that came off to the side was a big problem for parts of Madeira Beach and St. Pete, Johns Pass,
AMI,
Treasure Island. Yeah. If you're familiar with that area of the coast there, they're still recovering. And now here comes this big, bad mamma jamma. So Kamala Harris, who normally runs as fast as she can to avoid actual reporters and actual press, decided today she wanted to answer a question from a reporter about the hurricane, about Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis, and in no way, wink, wink, was this question a plant from the reporter.
President, Governor DeSantis, NBC is reporting Governor DeSantis is ignoring your calls on hurricanes, resources, and help. How does that hurt the situation here?
Moments of crisis, if nothing else, should really be the moment that anyone who calls themselves a leader says they're going to put politics aside and put the people first. People are in desperate need of support right now, and playing political games with this moment in these crisis situations, these are the height of emergency situations, is just utterly irresponsible, and it is selfish, and it is about political gamesmanship instead of doing the job that you took an oath to do, which is to put the people first.
I think that's what Ron DeSantis is doing, is putting the people first. You don't have to take your phone call. You're the vice president. Unless you know something I don't. I guess Joe Biden did say at one point he abdicated much of his responsibilities to her, so maybe in theory she is running the show. But Ron DeSantis doesn't have to take her phone call. What possible good could come from that? What could she do? She ran to do sex podcasts and fundraisers during Hurricane Helene.
Now, I've got an update from Joe Biden here in just a moment.
Okay.
But again, going back to what Kamala Harris just said about Ron DeSantis from that question that in absolutely no possible way was planted because, Kamala Harris loves to talk to the press. Here is what Ron DeSantis had to say this morning. He responded.
We've been on an emergency footing for 2 weeks straight, round the clock, 24/7. We've been working, my office, our Division of Emergency Management, helping people prepare for Hurricane Helene, helping effectuate rescues of people after Hurricane Helene, helping people pick up the pieces of their lives after Helene, and then have to also turn around and prepare for major impacts and maybe even more impacts from Hurricane Milton, be able to have rescue personnel ready to help people, and then, of course, help with the power restoration, all these things to do. So that's been my sole focus. My focus has not been on dealing with Kamala Harris. I saw the news report. I didn't know she tried to contact me. But I'd also say it's not about you, Kamala. Right. It's about the people of Florida. My focus is exactly where it should be. And I can tell you this. I've worked on these hurricanes under both President Trump and President Biden. Neither of them ever tried to politicize it. She has never called on any of the storms we've had since she's been vice president until apparently now. I have zero time to entertain these political games. We're going to continue to do what we need to do to prepare and respond to what may be one of the most damaging storms in the history of the United States. So she says focusing on protecting your people is selfish. I think she ought to look in the mirror.
And that, kids, is what we call a mic drop from Ron DeSantis.
I call it a nuke drop. Wow. And he's absolutely right. I never heard from Kamala Harris in these past few storms we've had over the years. Why does he have to talk to her?
Well, I'm glad you asked, because Joe Biden spoke about the hurricane, spoke about Florida. And again, maybe I'm the Lone Ranger here. I got a gut feeling that Joe Biden doesn't like Kamala Harris, because he actually spoke to reporters the same time today that Kamala Harris was on The View, which we'll talk about later. But Joe Biden counter-programmed Kamala Harris and basically said, yeah, I've been talking with DeSantis. Everything's good.
The governor of Florida has been cooperative. He said he's gotten all that he needs. I talked to him again yesterday, and I said, no, you're doing a great job. It's all being done well. We thank you for it. And I literally gave my personal phone number to call.
So either Kamala Harris is full of crap saying that she called, or she does not know when her boss calls. But I'm led to believe that she's right there with Joe, making every decision.
She doesn't factor into this equation what's going on right now at all.
Right.
She is the master at playing the victim here.
She says, well, I've called it. He didn't answer the phone. Yeah, because he's talking to your boss. He's talking to that corpse of a boss you have. You're nowhere near anybody that can make an actual decision when it comes to what Florida does with this hurricane, Kamala. Switching gears just a little bit, Nige, how about some good news? You ready for some good news?
Please.
Amazon Prime Big Deal Days are today and tomorrow.
I just clicked on it. Oh, man, bunch of stuff I don't need. I'm ready to buy.
So what we're going to do here at the Hammer and Nigel show is be like everybody else in the media and give away free advertising to Jeff Bezos so he can make more billions of dollars while we rack up more debt.
Perfect.
Welcome to Amazon Prime Big Deal Days. What makes this different from Amazon Prime Day? We only discount personal favorites of Jeff Bezos. That's right. Today and tomorrow only get great deals on diamond spaceships, private island helipads, jetpacks made of T-Rex bone, Rolex, not Rolex the watch, Rolex, the whole company, a Kraken. We know, Krakens don't exist, but Jeff Bezos paid God to make one. And of course, Rogaine. Amazon Prime Big Deal Days. Hurry, offers are only good while supplies last. But supplies will last.
So the deal days, these are only deals on things that Jeff Bezos likes.
Correct. Jeff Bezos, by the way, the older he gets, the more he looks like a white pit bull. Like, think of the rapper Pitbull, Mr. Worldwide. right? The older Jeff Bezos gets, the more plastic surgery he gets, the more midlife crisis things that happen. He looks like Pitbull. Matt Baer, what's up?
Crash clear westbound is 70 before Sam Jones Expressway. Traffic is stop and go past Tibbs Avenue. Looking at a crash on the south side. Crash westbound 465 after Man Road. Blocking the left lane, causing slow traffic. Not much of a delay there. We are stopped on northbound 465 from 70 up to Washington. That's because of construction. We're down to 2 lanes until early tomorrow morning. Traffic sponsored by Honda of Fishers. Fall brings falling leaves and falling prices. Visit Honda of Fishers now for great deals on new and used Hondas. Visit them in person or online at HondaOfFishers.com. I'm Man Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Man, beautiful day outside right now. We've got sunshine here on Monument Circle. It's 68 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. And here in just a second, I'm going to put this on Twitter so you guys know that I'm not lying. Jeff Bezos is morphing into Pitbull. So I'll have this up on Twitter at Hammer and Nigel in just a moment. When we come back, a certain attorney general will kickstart some legal stuff for us. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Hey, it's autumn, and if you want to hit the road here the last half of the year, don't exactly know what you want to do or where you want to go, you join AAA. As a member, you get free travel planning plus the best available pricing for your trip. And, of course, all the roadside assistance available.
AAA Hoosier Motor Club members get free travel planning help, plus discounts on hotels, cruises, rental cars, and more. AAA travel agents will make sure you get the best price on that fall vacation. Plus, if you run into trouble anywhere on the road this fall, AAA has you covered. Flat tire, dead battery, run out of gas, lock your keys in the car. AAA has got you 24/7, 365, no matter where you are. So if you're not a member right now, become a member today. You're going to be glad you did. 844-GO, AAA-GO, or visit AAA.com or stop by your local AAA office. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Tire Discounters announces our latest breakthrough, TD Chat BS. This software allows us to detect untruths, deceptions, and even outright lies. Let's listen in as we call a local car dealer.
Hi, I drive your model of auto or truck. I need servicing.
Oh, that's great. You should always call the dealer for service to make sure your warranty stays intact.
Untruth.
Excuse me?
I can attend at Tire Discounters for all services,
No,
even
but-
for all manufacturers' scheduled maintenance. Warranty not affected.
But it's only us dealers who really know our own models.
Deception. Tire Discounters technicians are certified experts for all makes and models.
Okay, maybe.
How many dollars do you charge me for? As few as Tire Discounters?
We are not that much more.
Outright lie. Ending call now. Bye.
No, but-
Adios. Aloha. Hasta la pasta.
Right now, save up to $250 on Cooper tires, and Shocks and Struts are buy 3, get 1 free.
Community Health Network cares for your heart health. From heart scans and vascular screenings to complex heart procedures, you can count on our expert team for the highest quality cardiovascular care, when and where you need it. Your path to a healthy heart starts with knowing your risk. Schedule a heart scan or vascular screening today. Visit ecommunity.com/heart. Community Health Network. Exceptional care. Simply delivered.
Hi, it's Bob with Royal Spa. Simply said, Royal Spa hot tubs are simply better. Custom engineered to last a lifetime and cost less to operate. That's simply better. Our water has 24-hour circulation, filtration, aeration, and purification. That's simply better water. Natural minerals to enhance water quality and safe to use with Epsom salts. That's simply better relaxation. Simply said, Royal Spa hot tubs are simply better.
Royal Spa. Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy 2. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
When it's time to renovate, it's time to call Booher, B-O-O-H-E-R, BooherRemodeling.com, because it's about the process. It's about dealing with professionals who are with you every step of the way, communicating how things work. The best craftsmen and professionals who have been doing kitchens and bathrooms in Indianapolis for 2 decades. Talk to Booher Remodeling today about how they work and why it will work for you and your new kitchen. Call 317-852-5546, 852-5546, or online at Booher, B-O-O-H-E-R, BooherRemodeling.com.
This hour on 93 WIBC is powered by Absolute Comfort, your American Standard air dealer serving Central Indiana.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer is here. We'll kick it over to Mr. Attorney General in Indiana, Todd Rokita. Please do us the honor of giving us some legal stuff.
Legal stuff.
Crime, punishment, judges, legal stuff.
Legal stuff.
You a big sausage guy, Nige?
I love sausage. I like sausage. Give me sausage.
Dateline, Tybee Island in Georgia. An argument over who stole Vienna sausages at a nursing home ended up in one person being stabbed.
Oh, that's how they roll in nursing homes.
Investigators say one man accused another of stealing his can of Vienna sausage. During the argument, the guy pulled out a knife and stabbed the other guy. It's unclear if the man who was stabbed was the one that lost the sausages or not, because that would just make for the worst day ever. The injured resident was taken to the hospital. No word yet on his condition. The other resident was arrested and charged with aggravated assault and possession of a knife during the time of the crime. And again, it's unclear if the Vienna sausages were stolen or eaten.
Well, we're going to have to get down to the bottom of that. Meanwhile, it doesn't get any better than Johnsonville. Better with cheddar smoked sausage.
You turned into Johnny Depp right there when you were talking about sausages.
You want to see sausage? I'll give you a sausage. You want to see crazy? Here's my sausage.
Oh, good Lord. Great moments in sausage history. Ladies and gentlemen, Jim Irsay.
I don't know how to make sausage. I don't know what goes into sausage. But I do know how to build a football team.
Great moments in sausage history. The gold standard. The man from Texas who was ticked off at Jimmy Dean Sausage because they took his favorite brand and made it smaller.
Your products are very delicious. Love your sausage for 30-something years, but I can't take and feed a family of 5 on a little 12-ounce roll of sausage. I don't mind paying you more money for your 16-ounce roll of sausage, but you don't have it anymore. You've got a 12-ounce roll, and you got 3 men that weigh over 200 pounds apiece, a woman that's a little plump, and a daughter who's 13, and you're going to try to take a 12-ounce roll of sausage and feed that. It ain't going to work. And as far as your 16-ounce in maple and sage, I don't eat that. I'm not from the north. I'm a Texas man, and I'm not going to buy 2 of those 12-ounce packages just because you want to downsize and charge the same goddamn price. Son of a bitch. Somebody needs their ass kicked.
Great moments in sausage history.
Oh, I'd love to see what his version of a little plump looks like.
And I got the feeling that's not the first time he's ended a sentence with, somebody needs their ass kicked. Allison, hit me with a little mood music, please.
Little Jane's Addiction.
So we have an update to a story we had previously.
Yeah.
Pretty high-profile story. So remember when Perry Farrell of Jane's Addiction snapped and started throwing punches at Dave Navarro on stage at their concert?
That's probably their last Jane's Addiction show a few weeks ago, yeah. Yeah, oh yeah.
So here's the audio from what was probably the final show ever. Dan Cleary, a guitar and bass tech on the tour, was able to get this audio, and...
Is this the isolated vocal thing?
Yes. He posted Perry Farrell's isolated vocals from just before the freakout, and they suck, Nige. This guy was on stage singing like this.
You can hear the band a bit in the background. Yeah. He's in the wrong spot.
no talking, baby, all action. No talking.
Wrong spot.
All action.
Stop.
Say oh.
It sounded like he was being tortured. Did he actually say any words in those lyrics that he was singing? Did you hear any actual words coming out of that guy's mouth? Or just grunting?
Just grunting. That's all that I heard. Which brings us to great moments in grunting history. In the movie Forrest Gump, after young Forrest hears the doctor shagging his mom.
Your mama sure does care about your schooling, son.
Sounded better than Perry Farrell.
Yeah.
Great moments in grunting history. This is my favorite, Maria Sharapova. Tennis great, one of the great grunters of all time. Here's 30 seconds of grunting from Maria Sharapova. Halfway.
Oh, I could listen to this all show.
30 seconds of grunting from Maria Sharapova.
Thank you for that.
I believe that's the first time we've done that bit since Mike Pence used to sit in this chair and do the midday show.
I need a cigarette.
It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
Yeah, I'm an American Standard customer. I have American Standard equipment installed in my house. In fact, I have an American Standard dealer coming out to my house to give it a thorough inspection before winter starts. If you need service on your HVAC, I recommend American Standard service. Hammer will tell you.
Oh, let's make some noise for our friends at Kirby Heating and Air. Kirby has been in the business well over 3 decades. Lloyd and Jessica Kirby, they're the founders of this great family-run business, and now their sons, Robert and Adam, are carrying on the tradition of excellent service. Kirby, serving Hendricks and the surrounding counties. The reason they chose to install American Standard? One word. Quality. So if you need furnace service to get ready for the winter, contact Kirby 892-3614 or visit kirbyheating.com. That's 892-3614. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you. American Standard Heating and Air, built to a higher standard.
If you have a well, you simply have to have regular preventative maintenance, or you're going to have a no water event at some point. For a limited time, C&J is offering a 6-point inspection for only $845, and that's a full 15% discount for a flow evaluation, switch analysis, pump amps test, pressure tank check, leak inspection, and a bacteria sampling. Clean out before you chill out. Just call C&J. Great systems and great people, too. 317-852-WELL. That's 317-852-WELL.
Well-changing question. Are you keeping as much of your investment gains as possible? High taxes can erode returns quickly, so you need a tax-optimized portfolio. At Creative Planning, our money managers and specialists work together to make sure your portfolio and wealth are managed in a tax-efficient manner. It's what you keep that really matters. Why not give your wealth a second look? Book your free meeting today at creativeplanning.com. Creative Planning, a richer way to wealth.
Is your pet a digging enthusiast, an escape artist, or a counter surfer? Invisible Fence brand has you covered. For the wannabe landscaper, we've got a solution to keep them active but not destructive. For the escape artist, our personalized pet fences keep them safe and sound at home. Counter surfer? No problem. We know how to keep cheese thieves at bay. Invisible Fence brand. Tailor-made solutions for your pet, your yard, and your needs. Visit invisiblefence.com today.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
She agreed to a deal. 69 degrees, sunny in downtown Indianapolis. No rain currently on your radar. It'll probably stay that way for the rest of the day. Low of 47 later. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 3:31. Denise Hatch will no longer wear the constable badge and uniform in Marion County. She pled guilty Tuesday in 2 separate official misconduct cases. Hatch always felt everyone was out to get her.
She believed that there was, from day one, a concerted effort to try and make sure that she did not succeed.
Hatch's attorney, Mario Massalamani, feels the plea deal is fair since it allows her to avoid any further jail time and move on with life. Pardon me the mispronunciation. Get out is the message in Florida from the White House if you're in the path of Hurricane Milton.
To anyone in Milton's path, this storm will be catastrophic. We urge you to listen to local officials, especially if you are told to evacuate.
White House Senior Deputy Press Secretary Emily Simmons outside of Air Force One. The storm's supposed to reach Tampa Bay sometime Wednesday night. Indiana Task Force 1 will be moving back to Florida at some point to help with Milton recovery. They'd already been there about a week ago for Hurricane Helene. AES Indiana also stepping in this time around. The utility says 19 people will head south to help people get their power back. Early voting started across the state today. People who live in Indianapolis can cast their ballots at the city-county building. Marion County Clerk Kate Sweeney Bell says residents can take advantage of the opportunity.
Early voting right now will only happen at the city-county building until October 26th. At that point, we'll open up 8 additional satellite locations all across the county.
You'll need to bring your ID to vote this year and also be prepared for a longer ballot with those federal elections and constitutional amendment that's going to be included. The Indianapolis City County Council approved their spending plan for next year last night. Not everyone liked it.
This proposed budget prioritizes excess allocations based on aspirations and not on reality.
Carlos Perkins, one of 3 Democrats on the council to vote no. He wanted more funding for public transportation. Others who were opposed wanted more money going toward infrastructure. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 3:34.
Indy, tired of using the fall to paint your house year after year? Then do what Deanna did. She called Rhino Shield.
I was noticing some cracks and the paint's faded. I was like, okay, I think I should get my house painted. So my neighbor had a Rhino Shield placard in the yard. And after they were finished, I was just, wow. With the warranty and everything, it just seemed silly not to go that route.
The ceramic coating of Rhino Shield is specifically formulated for our climate.
So the Rhino Shield crew came out. Nothing was damaged in the process. I was very happy. You couldn't even tell they were there. And the house looked so different. It just looked like a new home.
And right now, Indy, get the guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield for 15% off the regular price. Plus, there's more great news. Rhino Shield has partnered with Green Sky Financing to offer affordable monthly payments with 0% interest loans to qualified customers.
I think it increases the curb appeal of your home. Definitely worth it.
Here's Rhino Shield Shane Smith.
Call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint. Go Rhino.
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
With traffic at 3:35, here's Matt Bear.
All right, Harrison, west side, northbound 465 jammed up from 70 past Sam Jones Expressway. That is a construction delay. Also crash south side, westbound 465 before Kentucky Avenue. Left lane is closed. Crash involving a motorcycle, a slowdown going through there. Crash east side, east to 56th Street at Emerson Way. Looking at eastbound 465, beginning to slow from Keystone Avenue to Allisonville Road. At inbound 65, stop and go 21st to Meridian Pad. Traffic sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Mostly sunny skies today, very pleasant conditions. We'll see highs near 72. Clear tonight and cool with lows falling near 46. I'm Wish TV. Storm Track 8 meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level on the go and on WIBC.com.
Yes, I'm a mess with an S on my chest, got stress filling. You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
My name is Nigel. Hammer's here with a very special in-studio guest whom I just ran into in the bathroom.
Well, boy, that's a long but distinguished list. Jeff Boggs is a writer for some of your favorite television programs, including The Late Show with David Letterman. He's a Hoosier Lawrence North product. Is that right?
I would have gone to Lawrence North had I gone to high school here, yes.
Okay. Okay, so you grew up in Indy, went to IU, right?
Born and raised in Indy, went to Fall Creek Elementary, Divine Savior Elementary. Then I went away to high school, to a boarding school, a seminary, actually. Oh. And then after I graduated from there, high school, I went to IU. So.
Okay, and we'll talk about your Hoosiers coming up here in just a little bit, but...
Can I talk about the interaction I just had with him in the bathroom?
I think we should address it. Just let's get the elephant.
There seems to be tension here.
Well, no, not really. This is funny, actually. I was dismounting from the urinal, and I
like a gymnast.
Wait, was it the urinal? Because I didn't see where you were leaving from.
I was dismounted. I had zipped up from the urinal, was turning around. Jeff walks in and kind of goes in for a handshake, but then recoils immediately, realizing I had just got done touching my crank.
Right.
Using the bathroom. And I go, yeah, let me wash my hands first. And I noticed he didn't use the bathroom. He just came in to wash his hands.
Well, and there's a reason for that. I explained to you in the bathroom.
Yes.
I was outside, and I was walking into the studio, and a woman... An older woman was shuffling along, and she dropped something. And I said, let me get that for you. And I reached down to pick it up, and she goes, you can just throw it away for me over there. And I go, okay. And she goes, and you're going to want to wash your hands.
Oh.
And so I walked in. Already it was awkward. Already I'm worried about washing my hands. There's Nigel, who, by the way, I didn't know you were coming from the urinal. I thought maybe you had loafed or something.
No loafing.
Okay,
no,
so
there was a second pier and another urinal behind the grassy knoll, Jeff.
And you can imagine my head is spinning at this point because I want to shake his hand, but...
No, you wait till after you wash your hands in the bathroom. Or maybe just stick with I don't even think you fist bump.
I just think, hey, what's up, man? And then you go in there and
you
take care of your
what's up to Nigel.
But the fact that Jeff was being very nice to this elderly woman, she dropped something, a pamphlet of some kind. He picked it up. Here you go, ma'am. She goes, yeah, go ahead and just throw that away, and you're going to want to wash your hands.
And every second since she said that, my mind has been racing.
Yeah.
I'm just going through every disease in the book.
Welcome to Monument Circle, Jeff.
Jeff Boggs is our guest. You sent me a text the other day, and I love this term, redneck airdrop, because that's kind of what we're seeing in North Carolina. The folks that haven't been able to get the supplies, and the government hasn't really been a whole lot of help. It's some good old-fashioned redneck ingenuity taking place.
It's unbelievable. I saw that story pop up yesterday, and they call themselves the Redneck Air Force, and it's these special ops, these retired special ops who are like, screw FEMA, we'll just do it ourselves. And, you think about it, and that's what's going to have to happen coming up in Florida most likely, too, because the money's gone. We've given the money to make sure that the illegal immigrants have nice apartments in Cleveland.
And that's just not your opinion. Mayorkas, the head of Homeland Security, said those exact words. Hey, we can't make it through another hurricane. And that was after the previous one.
Right. So how badass that these special ops are like, we're going to call ourselves the Redneck Air Force, and we're going to save everybody. And I'll tell you, I said this yesterday, I say it again today. If somebody would make a great Redneck Air Force t-shirt and give all proceeds to hurricane relief, they would sell like hotcakes.
I would wear it every day.
Absolutely, man. And like Elon Musk, although he's got quite a bit of cash, he was kind of doing the same thing. Didn't get approval, but he was taking his choppers, going into those mountainous areas of North Carolina, doing the whole Starlink thing so people can get back online to call for help or things like that.
Did you guys see the video of that Blackhawk, a government helicopter that was hovering over a citizen-run help center?
And it blew everything away, like with the propellers?
Yes.
Is that real? Was that like, I didn't know. I heard somebody on the radio earlier talking about that, and I didn't know if that was...
I haven't seen that it was fake yet. I mean, it could be, but what's happening right now, the government versus the people, it really does set up kind of the election coming up. I mean, it's us versus them. And so God bless those regular folks who are out there saving the world.
You bring up the election. You've been covering this Arizona voter fraud situation for a while now, and you're very outspoken about it, and I think people dig that about you. What's the latest on this Arizona voter fraud situation?
All right. The reason I'm focusing on Arizona is because it's easier to look at one place that explains the whole country right now. Arizona, we all know a couple weeks ago, oops, we accidentally signed up 240,000 voters who can't prove that they're citizens. That a
simple mistake.
A
Jeff.
slight oversight. And then, if you remember earlier this year, remember that hidden audio of the head of the Arizona GOP bribing Kari Lake to drop out of the race because very powerful people back east don't like her and they don't like Trump. Okay, now yesterday, the election integrity lawyer for the Republican Party in Arizona, Kerry Langhofer, he suddenly resigned. Just out of nowhere, he resigned. And that's a day before the mail-in ballots start going out. So at this point, we don't have anyone in Arizona to make sure that those votes are gonna count. And it's up to Katie Hobbs to decide, I guess. And man, does that scare the crap out of me.
Yeah, this is the concern, right? Because you've got states now that are doing away with IDs to vote. California. And now you've got a situation in Arizona where the Republicans have just thrown the white towel and they're allowing whatever happens to happen.
Right. I saw Scott Adams, the great Scott Adams, on Twitter. He put something out today. He goes, how am I supposed to trust an election where people don't have to show ID? And it's true.
Well, that's what, Elon Musk said as much in various interviews and on stage at the rally in Butler, Pennsylvania with Donald Trump.
Right. I was walking here today and past the government building, and there's a huge line outside of early voters, and they're getting ready. And I'm just looking at them going, man, I hope it's legit, but at this point, who knows?
Jeff Boggs is our guest. Again, longtime writer for a number of different television shows, back living here in Indiana. One story that has completely fallen off of the news cycle is Kamala Harris's husband, Doug Emhoff.
Oh, yeah.
Now, this was the guy that Jen Psaki was building up to be the new face of masculinity, right? The supportive husband rooting on his wife.
The guy who kissed his wife with his mask on.
Oh,
right. It's a love story, Nige. Except for the fact that he knocked up their nanny at one point and may not have smacked the piss out of a couple women, Jeff.
Is there any doubt that Doug Emhoff pees sitting down?
Zero doubt.
I mean, look, I'll admit sometimes when I've had too much to drink and I wake up in the middle of the night at 3 o'clock in the morning, I stumble to the bathroom, I might have a seat.
You do sit when you pee?
Under specific circumstances, I'm saying.
It's because he can't stand up, Jeff.
I understand.
That's what it is.
It's also, as you get older, it's an aim thing. It is an aim thing, and you want to, want to keep your bathroom clean.
Sure. When you're younger, you're Steph Curry, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
But as you get a little older, you turn into Angel Reese.
It's true. What? That's great. Nice work.
Thank you. Now, we have a record label here on this show called Hammer and Nigel Records. Are you familiar with it, Jeff?
I am familiar with it, and I think you guys do a really nice job.
Thank you.
You actually sent us a song. You wrote a song about Doug Emhoff, the second gentleman, Kamala Harris's husband.
I did. I was inspired. I saw the story, and I'm like, boy, what a jerk. And so I sat on my balcony with my dog, and we typed out a song, and I said, hey, I should send this to Hammer. Had no clue you guys did anything with it. And then this morning you texted me saying, hey, we got your song.
So here now, for the very first time, a new single from Hammer and Nigel Records, written by Jeff Boggs. This is about Kamala Harris's husband, Doug Emhoff, the fact that he likes to knock up the nannies, the fact that he likes to smack chicks, the fact that Jen Psaki was trying to make this guy look like the second coming of the Terminator. Enjoy this. And when we put this together, we were kind of going through a little bit of a Taylor Swift phase, okay?
How your role has reshaped the perception of masculinity.
He's a real creep. And he's married to the beef.
Do not come. Do not come.
That's what people say. Mm-hmm. That's what people say. Mm-hmm. His wife is a buffoon.
I haven't been to Europe.
Who drinks a lot of booze. That's what people say. Mm-hmm. That's what people say. Mm-hmm. But Jen Psaki on MSNBC thinks this tool's reshaping the perception of masculinity.
Here we go.
Except when I'm slapping them in the face or banging the nanny.
Cause he's banging all the nannies and he's slapping all the girls he sees. Betty's got a disease. Dug him off.
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree?
There it is.
Wonderful.
Bravo.
Nice work, guys. That's fabulous.
That's teamwork making the dream work right there.
Now, that's a Marconi, right? That's a Marconi award.
It should be.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I'm surprised we have not received one yet for How Have You Injured Your Crotch? But if
It's
that
a famous
doesn't do
segment
it,
on the show.
that warrants a Marconi.
I spit my drink out yesterday listening to Suckin' on Chili Dogs. That was really strong.
Oh, that wasn't us. We didn't write that song.
Right, that was a viral sensation, but it's kind of become a cult classic here on our show.
Awesome.
Stick around for one more break.
Yes, sir.
Jeff Boggs with us. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
You want to sell your home? You want to sell your home quick for top dollar? Go to real estate expert Mark Deedle. Dee and Andrew in Noblesville were done with that rat race. They're ready to live the dream. They're going to buy a camper, travel out west. They needed top dollar for their house to make that happen. Thankfully, they hired Mark Deedle, who delivered big time. The house sold for asking price in just 4 days on the market.
Mark Deedle is the only real estate agent that we trust and recommend here on the Hammer and Nigel Show. And it's because of the guarantee. The guarantee is a game changer. Mark Deedle guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. You pick your move date, no long-term contracts. You can cancel at any time. Call Mark Deedle today, 317-755-4232, or go to markdeedle.com. That's Mark, D-I-E-T-E-L, markdeedle.com.
Don't you deserve health care you can count on? Well, you can count on United Healthcare with Medicare plans that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. You can enjoy reliable coverage and low out-of-pocket costs with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plans. Made for Indianapolis, trusted everywhere. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today.
Hi, this is John Schmitz. Are you frustrated with slow or no response from your elected officials? Your U.S. Congressman is one of those politicians that takes your vote for granted. Let's send a message to all politicians. If you don't meet us out in the neighborhoods, we will vote you out. You deserve better. I'll be there for you. I'm committed to work to preserve your freedoms. A vote for Schmitz will ensure less government interference and more control over your own life. I'm ready to work tirelessly for you. Visit johnschmitzforcongress.com and see how your vote can make a real difference. I'm John Schmitz. I approve this message, paid for by Schmitz for Indiana.
Earn, save, grow. It's time your money works harder and goes further with a Stockyards Bank and Trust CD. For a limited time, earn 5.15 annual percentage yield with our 5-month CD special. Proudly serving our communities since 1904. Visit any of our 5 Indianapolis area locations or syb.com/IndyCD today and experience the Stockyards Bank difference. 10,000 minimum balance required. Limited time offer. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Truck drivers, are you tired of missing out on valuable time at home? At Midwest Logistics Systems, you can find a local dedicated job that gets you home every day. Plus, we offer predictable Monday through Friday schedules with occasional Saturdays. As an MLS driver, you'll haul 100% no-touch freight, earn performance and safety bonuses, and have access to full benefits. Don't wait. Upgrade your driving job today. Search jobs and apply now at MidwestLogisticsSystems.com. That's MidwestLogisticsSystems.com.
Are you a translator for your spouse? Are you the one always on the telephone because your husband or wife struggle to hear? You need to check out RelayIndiana.com and CapTel, the captioned telephone. The CapTel phone allows the hard of hearing person to enjoy conversations through voice recognition technology, with the other person's words appearing on the easy-to-read screen. Go online to RelayIndiana.com for more information about CapTel and let your spouse enjoy their own phone calls. Visit RelayIndiana.com now.
This is Chris Wedigan with Absolute Comfort. Go to AbsoluteComfort.org to find out how dual fuel systems can keep you absolutely comfortable all day, every day.
Absolute Comfort is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
There is still time to get a patio this fall with Indy Decorative Concrete, the patio experts. No subcontractors ever. Big enough to service, small enough to care.
Addiction. It's hard on those who struggle with it, but those who love the addict need support too. Matt Baer and Ryan Hedrick provide help and hope with Supporting Sobriety. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts and on WIBC.com.
Matt Baer's got to look at the roads.
Crash south side, westbound 465 before Kentucky Avenue. Left lane closed, no delay at the moment. Northbound 465 jams from 70 past Sam Jones Expressway. That is a construction zone. Inbound 65 stop and go MLK to Meridian Pad. And eastbound 70 stop and go traffic Belmont to the south split. Traffic sponsored by B Window. This month only at bwindow.com. Receive $400 off per window and $250 per patio or entry door. Plus 2.99% financing. B Window, proud to be employee owned. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
70 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. It's the Hammer and Nigel show. Jeff Boggs is our guest, longtime writer for a number of TV shows. Jeff, if you're looking for a reason to drink tonight, happy 54th birthday to actor Matt Damon.
Oh, no kidding.
You know, it's interesting. Matt Damon, to me, is a guy that I like, and I like his movies, but I know he's a huge lefty, and he's caused me trouble. When I look at people like Robert De Niro, I cannot separate the art from the politics anymore.
Crazy.
Right, and you look at like singers, Green Day. I can't separate the art from the politics. Matt Damon, there's something about him where I'm still like...
You give him a little grace?
I am, and if you don't mind, I wrote down a couple of things. I wrote down some pros and cons of Matt Damon, and maybe we can figure this out together.
Sure.
All right, a pro. The guy's been married for over 20 years to the same woman, no cheating scandals, has 3 beautiful kids.
Okay.
I think that's great. Con, he's good friends with Jimmy Kimmel.
Ooh.
You know,
that's another guy that I can't watch anymore.
Can't stand Jimmy. Pro, I love his movies. I loved Good Will Hunting. I loved The Bourne Supremacy. Do you guys like those?
Yeah, sure.
And
his role in Ocean's 11, he wasn't the star, but he was great in Ocean's 11.
I didn't even think about Ocean's 11. I was going to say The Martian is one of my favorite movies. Like, I watched that over and over again.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
Great movie.
A con, he kind of covered up for Harvey Weinstein raping half of Hollywood.
Ooh.
Yeah, him and Affleck were buddies with the Harvester, weren't they?
I know. And so you go back and forth and you're like, dang, like, I don't know what it is about him. You know, another big pro for him is he doesn't take himself too seriously. When he was on Entourage, he was hilarious. Yeah. He's self-deprecating. He seems like he should be one of us. And then I think about my last con, and I remember the first time I saw Good Will Hunting. And the scene where he is sitting there hugging Robin Williams after they said, "It's not your fault. It's not your fault."
It's very emotional.
It is emotional, but it's also disturbing. When I want to play a little clip of a sound he made at the end of that scene.
It's not your fault. Oh my God. Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Running out of time.
It was just gross. So
you just took a completely emotional movie for me and just wrecked it.
The last sound is
If somebody wants to follow you, talk IU football, talk Letterman stories or whatnot, where can they find you?
Just call me. I will talk your ear off about the Indiana Hoosiers on Twitter.
Jeff Boggs, my man, thank you so much. Find him on Twitter at not Kenny Rogers.
Oh, okay, so last year, Galaxy Concrete Coatings came in and completely changed the look and feel of my garage. Before, my old garage was cracked and dirty and uneven and faded. It's now 4 times as strong with this new coating they put over it. And it's not slippery either. It's not epoxy. It's better. They use polyurea for their coatings, the new premium standard for coatings. And now Galaxy's coming back. Take a look at my basement and see what they can do with that furnace room. Galaxy Concrete Coatings. They do your garage, basement, pool deck, or any indoor, outdoor area concrete. Get their website, galaxyconcretecoatings.com, or give them a call, 751-9070.
As summer fades and the cool breeze of fall sets in, it's the perfect time to get back to the basics, especially when it comes to your financial future. At Howard Bailey Financial, we believe in simplifying your retirement plan. Our team of advisors help you build a customized retirement strategy that is designed to help reduce risk, increase income, and mitigate tax. Whether you're just starting out or looking to refine your plan, we're here to guide you every step of the way. It's never too early or too late to make sure your financial future is secure. Text BASICS to 888-494-5004 to download your complimentary retirement planning toolkit today. That's BASICS to 888-494-5004. Howard Bailey Financial. Back to the basics. Forward to your future. Howard Bailey Securities LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com. Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Attention Indiana homeowners. Are you dealing with a wet and moldy crawl space? Hi, I'm Adam Swain with Swain Co. Crawl Space and Basement Repair, your real, local, Indiana family-owned experts dedicated to fixing your crawl space right the first time. And with our new no interest, no payment financing, you can get the repairs you need without breaking the bank. Don't let crawl space water problems dampen your spirits. Call Swain Co., Indy's most trusted waterproofing experts at 317-407-1868 or SwainCoLLC.com.
Point. Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Ace, you're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at metamucil.com.
Fellas, if you're not upbeat like you used to be, it could be low testosterone. It affects our moods. Testosterone therapy, or TRT, can help you get back to your best. Guys have different T levels. We're not all the same. Don't go for TRT referred to as a standard dosage plan. Ask. There's a difference.
Look for TRT with an optimized personal treatment plan like you'll get with the experts at Low T Center. Go to lowtcenter.com. Book that appointment. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Coming up in 2 minutes, early voting has started in Indiana. That and more all coming up after Fox News Radio from the Technology Recycler Studios. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 4 o'clock.
Millions of people are on the move. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News, as Hurricane Milton heads for Florida with a possible landfall in the Tampa Bay area late tomorrow.
We're going to get hit, whether it's a direct hit or it moves slightly. There's just no ifs or buts about it. We're going to get hit, and it's going to be hard.
Kathy Perkins is Emergency Management Director for Pinellas County, which is next to Tampa on the Gulf Coast. Milton is a Category 4 storm for now, top winds 155 miles per hour, and it could bring a storm surge of up to 15 feet.
A lot of attention is being paid to the storm surge on the west coast of the Florida Peninsula, and rightfully so, because that's probably the most serious threat to people's lives and property.
But Governor Ron DeSantis says Milton will cut across the state.
And it's going to exit on the east coast of Florida into the Atlantic Ocean, likely still as a hurricane. So that is going to bring significant impacts all across the state.
He says hundreds of search and rescue personnel are embedded in potential impact sites to begin immediate rescue operations if needed once the storm passes, in addition to thousands of National Guard troops on duty and linemen to help with power outages from as far away as California. The chair of the House Oversight Committee calling for a hearing on the federal response to Hurricane Helene. President Biden says there was a rough start in some areas, but accuses critics of spreading misinformation. U.S. cities have a new 10-year deadline to replace lead pipes.
There's no safe level of lead exposure, period. None.
President Biden visiting Milwaukee to highlight a new EPA rule along with grants and infrastructure funding to help get it done. Vice President Harris doing a series of interviews today, while former President Trump plans 2 Pennsylvania rallies tomorrow. On Wall Street, a partial rebound. The Dow up 126 at the bell. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
You can already vote if you want. 70 degrees, sunny skies downtown. No rain currently on your radar. 47 is about where your low falls tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox for Moss Roofing. Here is what's trending at 4:02. Early voting started today. Folks here in Indianapolis can already cast those ballots.
Early voting right now will only happen at the city-county building until October 26th. At that point, we'll open up 8 additional satellite locations all across the county.
Marion County Clerk Kate Sweeney Bell says it's a good opportunity if you want to avoid any of those lines when it comes to Election Day. Just don't forget to bring your ID. You're going to need that this time around. Denise Paula Hatch, now the former Marion County Constable. Donnie Burgess reports.
Hatch ended up in trouble with the law several times this year, most of those cases being official misconduct charges. Hatch accepted a plea deal Tuesday, pleading guilty and avoiding any further jail time, but she's always maintained that city officials have had it out for her.
She believed that everyone around her that she had to deal with tried to make sure that she was put in a position to fail, and that's why she, in some ways, was extremely aggressive in the nature in which she conducted business.
Hatch's attorney, Mario Masalamani, he feels the deal is fair and Hatch can move on with her life. Donnie Burgess, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Not everyone is in favor of Mayor Joe Hogstad's new spending plan for next year.
Right now, there are full-time employees of the city of Indianapolis with a decade of tenure who are making poverty wages.
Democrat Councilman Jesse Brown, who voted against the budget over city employees not getting a big enough raise out of it. That budget was still approved, though, despite 3 Democrats going against it. The process for donating plasma, it takes a little bit longer than donating blood. John Herrick explains why.
At Indiana's nearly 40 plasma donation centers, they extract it through what's called plasmapheresis.
The blood comes out. The plasma is separated in a sterile, self-contained automated process, and the red blood cells and other cellular components go back to the donor.
And plasma makes up more than half of your blood, says Anita Brickman with the Plasma Protein Therapeutics Association. On Wednesday, you'll hear about the benefits and challenges surrounding plasma donations. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 4:04.
It's starting to be fall in Indiana, the perfect time to tackle home projects you've been putting off before winter arrives. With Moss Roofing by your side, you don't have to do it alone. They're ready to assist with your roofing and siding needs, ensuring your home is safe and ready for the holidays. Let Moss Roofing, M-O-S-S, mossroofing.com, give your home a serious glow-up with premium James Hardy siding, tough enough to face Indiana's wild weather and stylish enough to turn heads on your block. And the best part, their free inspections come with a 3D design preview so you could see your home's stunning makeover before the work begins. Contact Moss Roofing for a job done right every single time at Moss Roofing, M-O-S-S, mossroofing.com, or call 317-747-3665. Moss Roofing, 317-747-3665. That's 747-3665. Or online at Moss, M-O-S-S, mossroofing.com. And don't forget, tell them Tony Katz sent you.
With traffic on the 5s at 4:05, here's Matt Bear.
Yeah, Harrison, looking at eastbound 70 downtown. Crash between Meridian Street and the South Split. Right now, the center lane is blocked and traffic is stopped past Belmont Avenue. Delay is at 23 minutes. West side delays both directions of 465 through the construction. Northbound stop before 70 past Sam Jones. That's running at the moment at 7 minutes, and southbound 465 stop and go traffic from Rockville Road past Sam Jones Expressway. Traffic sponsored by Train Heating and Cooling Systems. Train Heating and Cooling Systems are engineered to keep up with you. They run together. Visit traininfo.com to find your local independent Train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Expect another night filled with chill in the air as lows fall all the way down to the mid-40s. Wednesday, another beautiful day ahead with lots of sunshine, light winds, and low humidity with highs in the mid-70s. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna from 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level on the go and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it!
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer is here. The latest forecast suggesting Hurricane Milton will make landfall either on or near the Tampa Bay area late Wednesday night, very early Thursday. We'll go to the hotline and bring on a really good longtime friend of mine, friend of the show. He used to host mornings on this signal back in the mid-2000s, if you remember Marco and the Morning Mess. Marco, we've got to stop talking like this. The only time we talk anymore is when there's a hurricane down in your area, which is now Tampa.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, boys, we're batting 1,000. Like, every time I talk to you guys, I survive the storm. So I got to keep doing this, I think.
So Marco moved his family down to Tampa, and you were sticking this one out. I mean, there's some ominous warnings from your mayor that we played. I don't know if you heard what your mayor said, something about, like, if you stick around, you were all going to die. When you hear something, actually, you know what? Before we start there, let's start with Hurricane Helene. You kind of live inland Tampa. How far away are you from the water, and how did Helene affect you and your family?
So I'm west of Tampa, right by the Gulf beaches. So just about a half mile from, where Helene really, honestly, it killed a dozen people here on our barrier island. So I'm right here, in the middle of Clearwater Beach and Madeira Beach, probably best known to people in the Midwest. But yeah, what a horrible storm. I mean, it stayed offshore 115 miles and still did all that damage. Yeah. The beaches are a mess. The water stopped about 25 feet from my house. It was surreal. But yeah, and that, just 2 weeks ago, it's really unbelievable.
Did you have power during Helene, or is that a dumb question? Does the power always go out?
Yeah, it always goes out. We were out for about 4.5 days, which really, in retrospect, not too bad. But, while you're living through it, pretty tough.
Do you have a generator?
Got a generator. It only does so much. It won't prop up the air conditioner or anything like that. But, when you're in these situations, you think about, like, saving your food. I've got 5 kids. They're hungry. So you gotta save your food and keep fans going and stuff like that. So certainly better than nothing, but not obviously what you're used to.
And so what's your feeling now as you are bracing for this, as Tampa Bay, as Milton is going to make landfall, looks like as a Cat 3 hurricane direct hit on Tampa. What are the emotions? What have you done to prepare? Because you decided to stick it out, you and your family.
Yeah, sticking it out. It's bizarre because we haven't had a chance to get back to real life from Helene, so the anxiety has really, it's almost like being in a crock pot. You've just never had time to cool down. If Helene hits as a Category 3, we will feel really good. It's sitting at a Cat 5 still. They said that it would not be a Cat 5 at this point. My gut feeling is this, 2 things. Number one, it's going to go right up Tampa Bay. It hasn't happened in over 100 years. Yeah. That would be awful. My other gut is that there could be a wobble south, thinking like Sarasota, maybe Fort Myers Beach. That's kind of where I'm at with this whole thing and being here for almost a decade and watching these storms.
Marco, Jason Hammer here. Are you in one of those evacuation zones? Is that your area?
Yeah, so I'm in Zone C. My next door neighbor's in Zone B. He always gets mad at me because he's got to buy flood insurance and I don't. But he may get the last laugh on this one. But yeah, Zone C. So I mean, I could walk to the Intracoastal right now in about 30 seconds. So it's right there.
Okay, so something Nigel alluded to earlier, your mayor comes out and says if you live in one of these evacuation zones and you don't leave, you're going to die. I don't know if you've heard that or not, but when you hear that, what goes through your mind?
Yeah, that's I guess the queen of optimism, Jane Castor. Yeah, listen, I get what she's doing, right? Like, we just had this tragedy, and like I said, 12 people or so died on our barrier islands. But there's people that can't leave. They're we have an aging population in Florida, a lot of retirees. My youngest son is special needs. He has autism. There's only so much you can do in a situation like that. Everyone's kind of got their thing, So I don't necessarily, want to hear that I'm going to die, but at the same time, I get I get what she's trying to do and what she's trying to get across to people. And inevitably, listen, just, to call it what it is. I mean, she's right. People are going to die because either they were in, mobile homes or just way too close to the beaches. So there's something to it. It's just when you're down here and you hear it, it strikes a chord. There's no doubt about it.
Marco, talk more about evacuation. You've been in a situation before where you and your family have decided to try to evacuate Florida, and it ended up turning into a bit of a disaster. You and I were texting a couple of days ago about how it's somewhat of a crapshoot to evacuate. Why didn't you decide to evacuate, and what are some of the perils that could happen if you decide to evacuate?
It's a great question, and, I think it's one that 49 other states, people are looking at people like me going, what is wrong with you? Why don't you get out? Well, the thing about it is, Florida has 23 million people. And so when 10 million people want to leave at the same time, the gas infrastructure isn't built for that. So gas stations run out of gas. The highways aren't built for that. I mean, they even have a thing now where the shoulders now are a lane in itself, and it's still a parking lot. There's not enough hotel rooms. The weather is absolutely just stagnant hot. So, it's not like you can pull over and turn your car off to try and save gas. I mean, it's sweltering. So, so many things like that. And then, other more secondary things, once you get across the state lines, like for Georgia, for instance, the price gouging is horrendous. You'll see gas through the roof. You'll see hotel rooms at $1,500 a night. And where do you go in relation to what the storm is going to do? Inevitably, there's a lot of people who evacuated the last couple of days, and this storm is going to head right for them because you don't know whether to go south or east or north because you don't really know where the storm is going to track.
Marco, we obviously don't live in Florida, but from our outsider's perspective, it seems like Governor DeSantis does as good of a job as anybody could possibly do when dealing with these types of disasters. Is that kind of the feel of the locals?
It is. And, when he's gone, I think we'll miss his kind of boots on the ground mentality. He's been down to these barrier islands. He was here within 24 hours of Helene and has been here a few days or several days after. He was here a couple of days ago talking about what we need to do to prepare for this storm. Quick example, the dumps here were shutting down to the local trash companies. FEMA wanted to take them over, but we couldn't get debris out from Helene, and that stuff's going to turn into projectiles. Yeah. He came down with the National Guard and said, listen, either unlock the dumps or we're just going to barrel through them, and that's what they did. So, yeah, he's a guy of action. I mean, I think, when you see what he did in this last election, I think it was like 80%. I mean, it's unheard of in modern politics for a gubernatorial race to be that slanted. So, yeah, I mean, he's just a figure of leadership and action. So, again, it's just a very boots on the ground mentality. He's always out. He's always kind of in the mix of what's going on.
If you had a governor like North Carolina's governor, or let's say Florida goes blue and it becomes somebody else, a Democrat or whatever, would that change your mind about whether to stay or evacuate?
I can't get excited about getting $750 for a hurricane. And it seems like that's what Vice President Harris was trying to get people excited about in North Carolina. The reality is in this situation, you're going to have people washed out regardless of their party line. like I said, I think that, I don't know who would run for governor, in the next couple of years, but I think we'll miss somebody who's not afraid to get on the ground. And by the way, DeSantis has been critical of other Republicans and even Trump at times. So he's a guy who kind of does it his way. But I think for Florida, our surplus has been the biggest in the nation, and thank God, because it looks like we're going to have to tap into it to help people out from these storms.
We're speaking with a longtime friend of mine, friend of the show, Marco, who used to host a morning show here on this very signal, 93.1, back in the Radio Now days. The Morning Marco and the Morning Mess. He moved his family down to Tampa. He is sticking out Hurricane Milton. Last thing before I let you go, man, I know you're busy and I know you got a lot on your shoulders, but what have you done to prepare for this hurricane, like in terms of protecting your house, food, water, supplies? What are the next few days looking like for you in terms of protecting yourself from this storm, this hurricane?
Yeah, it's, it almost never changes. The first thing to do is you put the boards up. If it's going to be a rain event, you see if you got to kind of, drain out your pool. Some people get flooded by their own pools, as crazy as it sounds. Yeah. But the big thing that happens here that's cool. I've had in the last 3 days, it's like, your neighbors and people in your community, it's like you've known them for 100 years. So everybody's helping each other. Every day ends with people helping each other, protecting their property, getting their boards up, having a couple of cold beers. And, it's one of those things you truly can only do so much. The saying here right now is if Mother Nature wants it, she's going to take it. And so you got to respect that. But at the same time, you do what you can do to protect your property, make sure that you're safe as can be, and make sure your neighbors are in the same boat. There's people here who, like I said, it's an aging population. You have some people here that don't have family that help. You got people fighting diseases like cancer and stuff. Regardless, the storm's going to have everybody the same. So you got to make sure that those people are ready to go too. So it is cool to see everybody. I know it's cliche, come together, but in a situation like this, it's really cool.
Marco, I know personally, my wife and I, Lindsay, are praying for you and your beautiful wife, Melissa, and your family. Please stay safe down there. Keep us updated, and we'll talk to you soon, okay?
You got it, guys. Good to talk to you.
Matt Bear.
I'm sorry. He and I longtime buddies, moved here. He moved here like in 2004, did the morning show on Radio Now until we got
if you've lived here long enough, you remember him doing the morning show.
And he got up and got a cool gig down in Tampa and has been there ever since. So, and we've had, how many conversations have we had with him over the years when hurricanes and giant storms go through Tampa?
4 or 5, it feels like, man.
At least.
Matt Bear?
Yeah, crash eastbound 70 downtown between Meridian, Illinois and the South Split. This is blocking the left lane, stopping traffic back to Tibbs Avenue. Delay time right now is at 17 minutes. Looking at northbound 465 west side, jammed up through construction. 70 up to Washington Street. Southbound 465 loaded, slow from Rockville Road down to Sam Jones Expressway. Again, that's a construction zone. Inbound 65 stop and go traffic from MLK to Meridian Penn. Eastbound 465 stop and go Westfield Boulevard to Allisonville Road. And a crash in Whitestown. This is Indianapolis Road at Whitestown Parkway. Traffic sponsored by Honda of Fishers. Fall brings falling leaves and falling prices. Visit Honda of Fishers now for great deals on new and used Hondas. Visit them in person or online at hondaoffishers.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
70 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. We need 48 more people to like our YouTube stream. That'll get us to 100, and it'll get everybody off of our back. So if you could do us a solid and go to the WIBC YouTube stream of the Hammer and Nigel show, you can see our beautiful faces. You can jump in the chat, but hit that thumbs up. 48 more people. Come on. Not all heroes wear capes. Help us out. All right. Is this anything? Next.
Huge sale at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. I'm talking like pre-pandemic prices. It's the Turn Back the Time sale. It's not going to happen again, only for a limited time. The sale ends Monday, October 14th. No other store is going to come close to these prices, trust me. Everything from Lazy Boy, Smith Brothers, Bassett and Mattresses from Tempur-Pedic and Stearns & Foster and Sierra Sleep. I mean, interest-free financing, just incredible deals going on right now.
Located in Columbus, Thompson Furniture and Mattress, owned and operated by the same Hoosier family since 1927. And when everybody else is raising up their prices, they still have free delivery and setup if you live within 75 miles of their store in Columbus. They take care of you guys. They take care of us here on the Hammer and Nigel Show. So if you need a couch, a love seat, a mattress, you name it, Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus is where you need to go. ThompsonFurniture.net. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Jennifer McCormick backed Hillary Clinton for president. And when McCormick was in charge of education in Indiana, our schools ranked at the bottom. She even opposed school choice. Then McCormick backed Joe Biden for president and supported his trillion-dollar spending scheme that caused all the inflation. Now she runs for governor on a plan that would increase your energy bills, create a new office of environmental justice, and ban gas stoves. Jennifer McCormick, hopelessly liberal.
This is Mike Braun. Here's my plan for Indiana. I'll enforce immigration laws even when the federal government fails to act, keeping our streets safe and secure. And my plan lowers more costs. I'll cut property taxes, reduce energy bills, and expand parental choice and school voucher programs. Indiana needs strong leadership. We can get it done.
Mike Braun, governor. Paid for by Mike Braun for Indiana.
Does your job require you to be on your feet all day? Teachers, postal carriers, salespeople, and restaurant staff. Many of us need our feet to get through the day. Hi, it's Phoebe with the Good Feet Store, and I'd like you to hear from Donna. She's a nurse and a real Good Feet Store customer who wanted to share her story.
Oh, I have to tell you, I have struggled with pain in my feet. I was diagnosed with plantar fasciitis. With the 3-step program, it really fits to your lifestyle. I work in a hospital. I'm a registered nurse, so being on my feet, walking throughout the hospital during the day, I am free from any type of pain. And after working a 12-hour shift, I go home and my feet do not hurt.
Whether you're a nurse like Donna or anyone wanting to enjoy work without your feet getting in the way, come see us at the Good Feet Store. We're located in Castleton by the Fashion Mall or in Greenwood just off the 65. Learn more at goodfeet.com. Good Feet Arch supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Book an appointment for your free personalized fitting at goodfeet.com or just stop in. Walk-ins are welcome. Helping people live pain-free, 2 feet at a time.
Point!
Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down.
Ace!
You're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at metamucil.com.
Don't you deserve health care you can count on? Well, you can count on United Healthcare with Medicare plans that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. You can enjoy reliable coverage and low out-of-pocket costs with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plans. Made for Indianapolis, trusted everywhere. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today.
Great news! Indy Rhino Shield has partnered with Green Sky Financing to offer affordable monthly payments with 0% interest loans to qualified customers. Call 888-RHINO-41 for details.
This hour on 93 WIBC is powered by Absolute Comfort, your American Standard air dealer serving Central Indiana.
Hammer and Nigel presents
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
Is this anything?
All right, let's rock and roll.
So, Nigel, last night on Monday Night Football, the Chiefs beat the Saints. And it was the Chiefs' home game, which meant all the Taylor Swift camera shots you could handle. At one point in the Manning cast, I think Bill Belichick just went, ugh.
And then, I saw that, and Peyton Manning was doing all he could not to laugh out loud when they cut to a shot of her.
There was another moment, too, where on the other broadcast, Troy Aikman, who was doing the broadcast with Joe Buck, saw the picture of Taylor Swift in the suite and called her the Mrs., like she was married to Travis Kelce, to which Joe Buck had to step in.
There's Kelsey.
makes a move, and he's out of bounds.
The missus likes it.
And you know they're not married.
Oh, I know.
What is it with ex-Cowboy quarterbacks?
I'm sure I'm in
having them
trouble
married?
for saying that.
I know. It's do not. I mean, it happens.
What did he say there at the end? What is it with the ex-Cowboy quarterback? Oh, he's talking about, I think Tony Romo made the same mistake.
Right.
Although I'm going to give Troy Aikman a little leeway here. I mean, that's calling her the missus. That's kind of universal for, I don't know that, I know technically it probably means wife, but if you've got a longtime girlfriend, maybe your buddies say, hey, what are you and the missus doing tonight? Even though you're not married. Does that make sense?
I think that makes sense.
That?
Yeah.
I think you can say the missus. Technically, maybe that means you're married, but yeah, what are you and the missus doing tonight? It could be your girlfriend. It could be, I don't know.
So, Allison, let me defer to you on this one.
Give me a break.
Let's say you're in a
Calm
relationship
down,
that's been going on for a couple years with somebody, and like Nigel said, somebody comes up to you, hey, what are you and the man doing tonight?
The mister.
The mister, right.
Yeah, I'm with Nigel. I think it's just like an endearing
right
reference. Yeah,
Just Joe Buck needs
it's
to
kind of
calm
a
down.
jokey joke. She
And I
probably
think
likes it a
Joe
little
was
bit,
kind
too.
of like playing it off.
I
Just
know.
busting
Yeah.
Troy's you-know-what a little bit.
But that footage, I got to try to find that of Bill Belichick when it cuts to her. Because they was doing the Manning cast on ESPN. Is it
ESPN 2? Yeah.
It cut to Taylor Swift. It was taking all Bill Belichick had not to vomit live on the air. I'm kind of sick of it too. If I were a Chiefs fan, I think I'd be sick of it.
And then Peyton trying so hard to keep the straight face, but there was like awkward silence for a couple seconds.
Yes.
And he starts laughing at the end.
Side note on the Taylor Swift concert coming, I believe, the beginning of this in November here. She does 3 nights at Lucas Oil. My wife was still looking on the secondary market. Obviously, it's sold out all 3 nights. She can't find tickets for, under $2,000.
Ooh.
Still thousands of dollars.
Allison, is that the normal price range for a Taylor Swift show? You've been to, a couple of them, right?
Well, just one this tour, but Indianapolis is her last U.S. stop for this tour.
Okay, so this is going to be
it's a bigger deal.
Super expensive and oh man.
And she's added a new set since last time she's been in the United States, so that's part of it too.
And
she
maybe
knows what she's doing.
We're going to have to talk to Matt Baer about this because I read somewhere they're going to close down portions of 65 for concert traffic when that concert comes to Indy.
I saw that on a sign on my way here today. Something about southbound 65 being closed downtown on a certain date. Yeah, no.
By the way, I just put out on Twitter at Hammer and Nigel that video of Bill Belichick on the Manning cast.
I want to see it.
So make sure you have the volume turned up when you watch it because the audible groan from Belichick is. Hey, just like Tom Brady, though, Nige, I know we're kind of up against it here, but
right.
Has Bill Belichick grown on you a little bit more now that he's away from the Patriots?
I haven't watched those Manning casts a lot. So if you're basing that question solely on the Manning cast.
Well, he was also at the roast of Tom Brady.
At the roast.
Doing more media stuff.
He is doing a lot more media. I don't hate him as much.
Because when Brady became Florida man,
I was
Tom Brady.
rooting for Tom Brady in Florida, in Tampa Bay.
Yeah. But Belichick was I don't know.
Surly red ass.
Surly old you-know-what that was probably behind all of the cheating scandals. It's kind of hard to warm up to him, but for that moment last night where he just goes, ugh, he was all of us. He represented all of us last night.
Oh, man. My wife is so sore right now. She just signed up for the Exercise Inc. program, which is a once-a-week workout for 20 minutes. But it's a tough 20 minutes. It's not easy, but it's safe enough that anyone could do it. And did I mention that it was 20 minutes? My wife and I both do Exercise Inc. now. I've been on the program for years. So, look, if you think you're too busy to exercise and be healthy, you got to think again. My wife has a full-time job as well. You show up once a week for your private 20-minute workout. It's private studios, private trainers, no mirrors, no music, just you and your coach. Your coaches will also help keep you accountable if you decide to follow the 9 simple habits you need to change your health and lose weight. It's called the Simple 9. I feel better, I have more energy, and so does my wife. She loves it. 5 locations: Avon, Brownsburg, Greenwood, Zionsville, and now the newest one is in Fishers. ExerciseInc.com. ExerciseInc.com. Tell them Nigel sent you.
$16,500. $16,500.
Is that how much money you're about to give me, Casey?
That's how much money it could cost the average American couple every single year if the Social Security Trust Fund runs out of money.
Multiply that by 10 or 20 years, and it's hundreds of thousands of dollars.
That's why it's critical you have the right strategy to file for Social Security.
Discover how you could wring every nickel out of your benefits with a free, customized Social Security analysis from Bill Demery, your retirement guy in Indy.
We know and trust Bill, and you can too. If you've saved more than $200,000 and have not filed for Social Security, schedule your free analysis now by calling 317-932-9912. This free analysis could help you wring every nickel out of your benefits that are rightfully yours.
Call 317-932-9912. 317-932-9912.
Nobody cares for you like family. Family Heating and Air.
We set out to be the very best of the best, and past couple years we've actually achieved that. For all of the state of Indiana, we've been awarded the Dealer of the Year award twice now. Unlike other brands, that only gets handed to one dealer every year, and we're very proud to have won that twice.
Put the best to work for you at FamilyHVAC.net. Family Heating and Air is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Some changes to know about. 70 degrees with plenty of sunshine at the Circle. Your radar's clear of any rain. Tonight's low drops to about 47. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 4:32. There's some changes to the ballot this year for early voting, says Marion County Clerk Kate Sweeney Bell.
It's a longer ballot this year. There's a constitutional amendment question on the ballot, and then federal, state, and local races. Then we have school board races and judicial retention races.
Early voting started Tuesday. If you're in Indianapolis, you can vote at the City County Building until October 26th. More locations are supposed to open after that. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis says Kamala Harris is playing political games, which is something he claims to not have time for.
My focus has not been on dealing with Kamala Harris. I saw the news report. I didn't know she tried to contact me. But I'd also say it's not about you, Kamala, about the people of Florida.
Harris has said DeSantis ignored her phone calls on some hurricane recovery resources. President Joe Biden saying today he would like to replace lead pipes, saying it would be best for your health.
There's no safe level of lead exposure, period. None. The only way forward is to replace every lead pipeline and connect the American people to clean water. No alternative.
The president's in Milwaukee today, requiring all drinking water systems in the country to replace any lead pipes within the next decade. An Indiana Task Force 1 says they plan on returning to Florida to help out with Hurricane Milton. John Herrick reports AES Indiana's going to tag along with them.
That utility company says they're sending 19 people down south. They left for Tennessee Monday afternoon, and they'll stay in Georgia until they're called to Florida. AES Indiana Communications Director Mallory Duncan says they're part of a mutual assistance program where they got help from other people when parts of Indiana were hit by the remnants of Hurricane Helene, so now they will assist people who will have to deal with Milton. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
And a positive day on the market. The Dow was up by 126 to 42,080. The NASDAQ increasing by 259 to 18,182. The S&P 500 up by 55, closing the day at 5,751. Traffic and weather in 1 minute. It's 4:34.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-285-0395. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-285-0395. 800-285-0395. 800-285-0395.
The traffic at 435. What are you looking at, Matt Bear?
Well, Harrison, the crash did clear downtown. That's good. Eastbound 70 at Meridian, Illinois, still stop to stop and go back to Tibbs Avenue, and there will be rush hour traffic, so you might be moving a little bit faster, but we're not going to have a jailbreak here. Inbound 65, stop and go before MLK to Meridian Penn. Northbound 65, slow from the north split up to 21st Street. West side, northbound 465, locked up from 70 up to Washington Street. That is a work zone. We're down to 2 left lanes. And southbound 465 grinding as well from Rockville Road down to Sam Jones Expressway, another work zone there. Traffic sponsored by B Window. This month only at bwindow.com. Receive $400 off per window and $250 per patio or entry door plus 2.99% financing. B Window, proud to be employee owned. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Thanks, Matt. And here's the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Expect another night filled with chill in the air as lows fall all the way down to the mid-40s. Wednesday, another beautiful day ahead with lots of sunshine, light winds, and low humidity with highs in the mid-70s. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna from 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on The Level on the Go and on WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
After Elon Musk appeared with Donald Trump at his rally in Butler, Pennsylvania over the weekend, Elon Musk, of course, creator of Tesla, SpaceX, now the owner of Twitter, also known as X right now, big proponent of free speech, big proponent of free and fair and secure elections, sat down with Tucker Carlson.
So, got a couple sound bites here, and we kind of talked about this a little bit earlier when Jeff Boggs was here, but Elon's one of these guys that feels like massive amounts of illegal immigration, when it gets dumped into swing states, is a way to try to tamper elections moving forward. Because let's be honest, every main national election comes down to just a handful of swing states. Well, if you have massive amount of people crossing the border, you dump them into swing states, they're probably going to vote Democrat. Here's Elon Musk talking about it.
I mean, my view is that if Trump doesn't win this election, it's the last election we're going to have. The Democrats, the Dem machine, has been importing so many people, bringing in so many illegals, flying in with this like CBP border app thing. They're transporting large numbers of illegals to swing states. And there are triple-digit increases in illegals to all the swing states. And in some cases, it's like 700% over the last 3 years. Now, these swing state margins are, sometimes 10, 20,000 votes. So what happens if you put, hundreds of thousands of people into each swing state? And when somebody is granted, they can get a green card, and then 5 years after the green card, they can get citizenship and they can fully legally vote. And when they do so, they vote overwhelmingly Democrat. The Dems also issue all these programs, these sort of handouts, essentially, that make them beholden to the Democratic Party. So they vote Dem. So my prediction is if there's another 4 years of a Dem administration, they will legalize so many illegals that are there that the next election, there won't be any swing states. And we'll be a single-party country, just like California is a single-party state.
And look what just happened in California. You just mentioned it. I mean, they just signed an executive, when I say they, Newsom, Greasy Gavin Newsom, signed an executive order saying, yeah, you don't need an ID to cast a vote. You don't need to show your ID.
But I need one to go to Sam's Club. I just want to make sure we're all on the same page. Electing somebody that controls nukes? Nah. Buying a pallet of Cheez-Its? Yes.
Yeah, because there was a county, some county in California. It was like, no, you need you need ID. You need you need to be registered. And he squashed that immediately with that executive order.
Elon Musk sitting down with Tucker Carlson, talking a little bit about that high-profile back and forth he had with Pete Buttigieg about trying to bring some helicopters into North Carolina to not only assist in looking for some survivors, but to drop off some internet, the Starlink programs, so that could also assist in the recovery process.
How was Buttigieg when you talked to him?
It was actually good. So I want to be I want to give Buttigieg some credit here.
Yes.
First, when I complained about it, he reacted in a very level-headed way, and he reached out to me and he called me.
Yeah.
And we discussed the issue, got to the bottom of it, and he fixed it.
Good.
So credit to Buttigieg.
Yeah. Well, and to you for pushing it.
Yeah. I mean, but as soon as he was aware of the problem, he fixed it.
Well, you publicized it too on it.
Yeah.
As soon as you shamed him.
Well, but I do want to give credit where it's due.
Yeah, no, amen. So, I agree completely.
So Elon Musk brought his helicopters in there, and Buttigieg was like, hey, you can't do that, and that's kind of what they're talking about.
Well, and it sounds like they had a personal conversation after the Twitter exchange, and Tucker was right to point out he only did that after he was exposed. So by Elon Musk saying, credit where credit is due, no credit for doing something that you should have been doing already. I think Chris Rock has a bit about that in one of his stand-up shows, right?
I take care of my kids. You're supposed to.
Same idea here.
This part was pretty wild. So Elon Musk, who has never really been a diehard Republican, right? He's never been somebody from day one. He believed in conservative values. I think he's kind of been late to the party here, but it sounds like his entire family is also leaning toward conservative values now because of what's happened in their state of New York.
My mom lives in New York, and it's my mom at this point has gone from being Democrat to Republican, and her friends in New York are having the same experience, because you know what'll turn you from a Democrat to a Republican pretty fast is getting punched in the face while you walk down the street.
Yes, for no reason.
Yes, and then no action being taken against those who hurt you.
And that happened to your mom?
Not to my mother, but to 3 of her friends this year.
Wow.
This year, not like in a span of 20 or 10 years, this year. So that's why Elon Musk's family have gone from Democrats to Republicans. Now, it's a really compelling conversation. It's a long conversation.
Yeah, I'll listen to it, but it's a shame that it takes getting punched in the face to say, oh, well, maybe I better rethink my party affiliation at this point.
It's a great point. Hadn't thought of it that way. You literally had to be punched in the face to realize, hold up, maybe we're putting the wrong people in charge of our safety here in this city. Now, somebody that's not a fan of Elon Musk is Keith Olbermann, Nigel, leftist lunatic.
Once a great broadcaster, baseball broadcaster, ESPN personality, anchor. He is flipped switch somewhere along the way and is irrelevant now, to say the least.
Not only does he not like Elon Musk, he's now calling for Joe Biden to sign an executive order to have him deported.
Time to cancel all the contracts and reassess his immigration status and hopefully deport him the hell out of the country. And if we can't do that by conventional means, President Biden, you have presidential immunity. Get Elon Musk the F out of our country and do it now.
So he wants Elon Musk, a champion of free speech, deported. I don't know where you get that audio, but I know Keith Olbermann is active on X, which is owned by Elon Musk. He wants Elon Musk deported, but the tens of thousands of illegal immigrants that have criminal backgrounds that are in this country right now that were purposefully let in this country, that's okay?
Yes.
Okay.
In the mind of Keith Olbermann, yes. And again, this is why I don't like Laura Ingraham. I'm sure she's a beautiful person. I'm sure she's nice. I have no idea. But the fact that she used to date that guy, I can't get over that. I cannot watch her program because she used to date Keith Olbermann back in the day. Like we were talking earlier, sometimes you can't separate the politics from the person. If you see Robert De Niro now or Jimmy Kimmel, like, I know they're not together and they haven't been together for a while, and Olbermann's a lunatic now. Maybe he didn't used to be, but boy, she used to date that guy, and I just can't get over that. NBC News hag Andrea Mitchell.
Oh, jeez.
She's got a long and distinguished list of excuses as to why Kamala Harris is not polling well with men.
They've got to double down on doing more interviews and serious interviews, because what I'm hearing from Democratic and Republican business people and a lot of men, and she's got such a big problem with men. I think there's an undercount of the Trump vote. I think there is misogynation in all of this, black and white men. Big problem, but also the business world. They don't think she is serious. They don't think she's a heavyweight. And a lot of this is gender, but she's got to be more specific about her economic
What
plans.
proof do you have of that? What proof does she have that, oh, this is all about gender? It's, what did she say, miscegenation?
She made up a word there.
Miscegenation?
Strategery.
Black men and white men don't like her. It's got to be misogyny. It's got to be... That's
is that what
it
happens
is, right?
when like racism and sexism come together and you're just looking for the excuse buffet and she just pops out that word? Is that what it is?
She just, Kamala Harris doesn't have it. She doesn't have the personality. She doesn't have the power. I mean, look, there. 3 words for you. The Iron Lady. Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Margaret Thatcher. Longest serving prime minister of the 20th century. A woman, ladies and gentlemen. Now, just because it hasn't happened here doesn't mean we're a bunch of misogynists.
Look at the women you've given us the options of. Hillary Clinton and Kamala Harris. My God. Do better. Like, of all the women in this country, this is who you've got to offer us.
2 very unlikable, unpopular candidates.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
This is the day of the big sale at your gift shop.
Welcome in.
So this isn't just a big day for your business. It's a big day for the network keeping it all connected. That is, if it can handle the pressure.
Next in line, please.
So is it possible to get business internet you can really count on? It is. With 99.9% network reliability from Comcast Business. It's like this neat little bow.
Do you like that gift wrap?
Really ties it all together. Reliable internet for your business. It's not just possible. It's happening. Comcast Business. Powering possibilities.
Switch to Comcast Business and get started with reliable internet and advanced security for $69 a month for 24 months with a 2-year contract. Plus, ask how to get up to a $600 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Don't wait. Call or go online today. Ends 10/27/24. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay. New 300 megabits per second internet and Security Edge customers only. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-525-9369. 800-525-9369. 800-525-9369.
Fellas, if you're not upbeat like you used to be, it could be low testosterone. It affects our moods. Testosterone therapy, or TRT, can help you get back to your best. Guys have different T levels. We're not all the same. Don't go for TRT referred to as a standard dosage plan. Ask. There's a difference.
Look for TRT with an optimized personal treatment plan like you'll get with the experts at Low T Center. Go to lowtcenter.com. Book that appointment. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
18 years ago, Tom and Sarah Joyner started Joyner Homes in Greenfield, and to date, they've built hundreds of homes across central Indiana. The homes they build are different than the cookie-cutter houses you see today. They build homes that have the character like the homes of yesterday, but have modern features, character-rich features, exposed wood beams, stone fireplaces, custom build-ins, and smart design. Building a new home doesn't have to be a headache. Joyner Homes will build you a truly unique, beautiful home. Visit joynerhomes.com.
If you need health coverage due to a life change, healthcare.gov is here for you. Like it was there for Terrence and Jody when they got married, and Sophia when she had a baby, and Gary when he moved and needed new insurance. There are many other ways to qualify. Visit healthcare.gov today to see if you're eligible to enroll. Limited time to enroll. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Tyrese Halliburton, Miles Turner, Pascal Siakam, and the Indiana Pacers are back for another season.
Halliburton to the basket and dunks it.
Don't miss any of the high-flying, high-energy action on the court at Cambridge Fieldhouse. Be here for the biggest games of the season.
That's off the rim. Here comes Indiana again, and Siakam throws it down.
The Pacers single-game ticket on sale presented by Ticketmaster is happening now. Get your tickets at pacers.com/tickets.
Chris Wedekin here, owner of Absolute Comfort. Our guys' experience brings us to a higher level than most other companies.
Absolute Comfort is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Go now to bwindow.com and receive $400 off per window and $250 off any patio or entry door, plus 2.99% financing.
You want to listen all day to WIBC, but you don't always have time. Don't worry. There's a podcast for that. The WIBC Mashup. Daily highlights from your favorite hosts, Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, and Hammer and Nigel. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
Matt Bear, what's going on?
All right, Hammer, looking at northbound 465 stop from I-70 up to Washington Street. That's a work zone. Southbound 465 stop and go from Rockville Road to Sam Jones. That's a work zone. Eastbound 70 crash clear at Meridian, still jammed up from Belmont to the South Split. And inbound at 65 stop and go traffic before MLK down to West Street. That's about a 9-minute delay. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. There's still time to get a patio this season. Get on the books now for a patio this fall. Indy Decorative Concrete, the patio experts, changing the way Indy thinks about concrete. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
71 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. New podcast is out. It's hot off the presses. The Degenerates Next Door, college football, week 7. I'm not one to toot my own horn here, but beep. Freaking beep. Your boy here has been rolling in college football, so download it wherever you get your podcasts. You can go to WIBC.com. Myself, Rob has got a winning record. The pro handicappers we have on that show, David Stefanoff, FallNeverFade.com, Kenny Britt, KB Sports, Scott Long, America's Comedian. We're rolling, man. Check out the show and make some cash money. Or at least have a good time. We'll probably lose every damn game this weekend because we're bragging about it. Oh. But have a good time. The show that's out right now, I rip Rob Kendall to shreds. So if you hate Rob Kendall, you're going to want to check out the latest edition.
Now I'm curious.
Allison, it's October, which means I think it's time for some Halloween stuff. Pumpkins, candy, costumes, Halloween stuff.
You know those Spirit Halloween stores that pop up all over the place that are just filled with Halloween decorations and costumes. They just announced that they're going to be opening a bunch of Christmas stores later this fall. So once October turns, they're turning those Spirit Halloween stores into Christmas stores.
Spirit Christmas?
Yeah, I don't think they're doing it here in the Midwest. It's mostly Northeast. But I think it's a genius idea. And my thing is, since they're not doing it here, people should just come to your house, the Hammer household.
Oh, yeah.
I have a feeling a Spirit Christmas store looks exactly what your house looks like during the Christmas season.
The day after Halloween, she's already got plans. She wants all the lights up. She's going to start getting all the trees out. Yes, all of the trees, because there are multiple trees in every room. Wow. She is the crazy coupon lady.
Yes.
She's the crazy Christmas lady. See, my idea is, all right, so you've got these spirit Halloween stores. I think as we get closer to the election, Micah Beckwith should open up Jezebel Spirit Halloween. And you go in there and you get all of his merch, right? Micah Beckwith T-shirts.
We got to do a Hammer and Nigel store or something like that.
Jezebel Spirit. Somebody sent us an email saying, hey, whenever your new line of whiskey or tequila comes out, you should call it Jezebel Spirit. Top stories next.
Great. Hammer and Nigel here for your Central Indiana American Standard Mitsubishi Electric Elite Ductless Pro dealer. That would be our friends at Absolute Comfort. They specialize in these Mitsubishi Electric ductless mini splits. They can be mounted on your wall, flush with the ceiling. They heat and cool at an efficient level, and they can be used to heat or cool any specific room without ductwork.
These high-tech units are how most of the world heats and cools their homes and offices. These Mitsubishi Electric ductless systems, they've got advancements that can sense when a person is in a room, and they can warm or cool that room to that person's wishes. For the ultimate in efficiency and comfort, call Chris Wedekin at Absolute Comfort to find out more. AbsoluteComfort.org. That's AbsoluteComfort.org. Absolute Comfort is your American Standard Mitsubishi Electric Elite Ductless Pro dealer. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Looking for a great place to go for car care?
Hi, this is Lonnie Hinkle from Jiffy Lube, and I'd like to share the top 5 reasons that every Hoosier should trust Jiffy Lube to help keep their car running safe and well. Number 5, our computer system holds the maintenance data for every make and model. We know exactly what your car needs and when it needs to be done. Number 4, Jiffy Lube's training system is in the Training Magazine Hall of Fame. Along with companies like Ritz-Carlton, Starbucks, and Nordstrom's, our team does the job right. Number 3, you never need an appointment. We are ready to serve you whenever it works best for you, so come on in and see us. Number 2, Jiffy Lube accepts competitor coupons so you can get our great service at the desperate price of our competitors. And number 1, Jiffy Lube is a one-stop maintenance shop, and we make it easy for you to take great care of your car. Avoid the repair shop by getting your maintenance done at Jiffy Lube. And we now offer brakes, tires, tune-ups, and minor repairs at most stores.
So head to Jiffy Lube. There's really no reason to take your car anywhere else.
Hey, it's Rob. If you want to grow your hair back, check out the precision and accuracy of the Artist Robotic FUE at We Grow Hair Indie. You'll be amazed at the permanent natural results you can get and get back to work ASAP. Darren Andrews, Clinic Director of We Grow Hair Indie, is here to tell us more.
The Artist Robotic FUE hair transplant at We Grow Hair Indie, one of the most sophisticated hair transplant procedures available. The accuracy and the precision of the Artist Robotic FUE is what clients love the most. Get the results you want with our Artist FUE or multi-unit hair grafting procedure.
Don't wait. Call today and find out more about the Artist Robotic FUE at WeGrowHairIndie.com. Call 317-522-2995 for your hair evaluation. 317-522-2995 or go to WeGrowHairIndie.com. and grow your hair back today.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy 2. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM. or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
Hey, Pat Sullivan here, making sure your home is prepped for the fall weather, which could wreak havoc on your plumbing, specifically your sump pump. An efficient sump pump is crucial to keeping water out of your home so making sure yours is working properly is a must. For October, my friends at Hope Plumbing are offering $150 off a new sump pump. That's $150 off a new sump pump that will keep your family safe and dry during this fall season. Call Hope Plumbing or visit them online at hopeplumbing.com.
Coming up in 2 minutes, early voting starts today in Indiana. Ryan Hedrick reports on people voting in this county. Denise Hatch used to be the Marion County Constable. Why she's not anymore. And Indiana Task Force 1 on their way back to Florida. Those stories and more coming up after Fox News Radio from the Technology Recycler Studios. We're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 5 o'clock.
It may be the storm of the century. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. For parts of Florida, where Hurricane Milton could make landfall late tomorrow in the Tampa Bay region, with a storm surge of up to 15 feet.
The last time we had a 15-foot storm surge in the bay right here was 1848. And it covered up what is now downtown Tampa.
Fox Weather's Bob Van Dillen in Tampa.
It was 10 days ago where we had a record storm surge right here in the Tampa Bay area as the wind blew all that water up there from Helene, and it was a 7.2-foot storm surge.
So Milton could bring nearly double that surge, and it could remain a hurricane as it crosses the state from the Gulf Coast to the Atlantic, a rare event for Central Florida, including Orlando. Disney just announcing its theme parks will begin closing early tomorrow afternoon, joining others already closing, including Universal and SeaWorld. Millions are heeding evacuation warnings or finishing storm prep.
In Lakeland, Florida, they had to wait for hours for sandbags. In Tampa, grocery store shelves are empty where residents were told to evacuate even yesterday, get on the road. Finding gas has been a challenge for so many.
Fox's Dana Marie McNichol. The state has also been speeding cleanup from Hurricane Helene.
We've made a huge dent in this. The more debris we can get picked up, the less damage is going to happen, whether that's floating into the Gulf of Mexico, whether it's projectiles that go into other buildings.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis boosting the 5,000 National Guard members already on duty to 8,000. The forecasters say Milton's wind speed could continue to fluctuate before landfall, but even some weakening won't diminish the expected widespread and life-threatening impacts. It has just been upgraded again, though, back to a Category 5 for now. Top winds 165 miles per hour. Because of the size and track, even parts of the East Coast have a storm surge warning in Florida. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
You can already vote. 70 degrees, pretty much completely clear skies in the heart of downtown. Your radar's clear of any rain. Low of about 47 tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox for Moss Roofing. Here's what's trending at 5:02. More than 500,000 people are registered to vote in Marion County, and Ryan Hedrick reports that many of them plan to vote early.
Early voting began Tuesday, and many Hoosiers appreciate the fact that they could vote before the November 5th election, says Marion County Clerk Kate Sweeney Bell.
I talked to a voter earlier today who appeared to be around 50. His father was here. He said his father was in his 70s. Neither one of them had ever voted before, and they were excited to be here on the first day and cast their ballots.
If you live in Indianapolis, early voting is going on at the City County Building. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Remember hearing about those vacant house fires on the northeast side from Sunday night? The Indianapolis Fire Department now believes those fires were started on purpose on Hamilton College Avenues. It was two homes that had caught fire that night. IFD says, if you know anything, give them a shout. Denise Hatch will no longer wear the constable badge and uniform in Marion County. She pled guilty Tuesday in two separate official misconduct cases. Hatch always felt everyone was out to get her.
She believed that there was, from day one, a concerted effort to try and make sure that she did not succeed.
Hatch's attorney, Mario Massalamani, feels that the plea deal is fair since it allows Hatch to avoid any further jail time and move on with life. An Indiana Task Force 1 says they plan on returning to Florida to help with Hurricane Milton recovery. John Herrick reports that AES Indiana is getting involved, too.
That utility company says they're sending 19 people down south. They left for Tennessee Monday afternoon, and they'll stay in Georgia until they're called to Florida. AES Indiana Communications Director Mallory Duncan says they're part of a mutual assistance program where they got help from other people when parts of Indiana were hit by the remnants of Hurricane Helene. So now they will assist people Nigel, who will have to deal with Milton. John Herrick, 93, WIBC Mobile News.
You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 5:04.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-285-0395. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-285-0395. 800-285-0395. 800-285-0395.
The traffic on the 5s at 5:05. Here's Matt Baer.
All right, Harrison, inbound 65, stop and go traffic right now. 38th Kessler down to Meridian Penn, 15 minutes on the delay. Northbound 465 stopped through construction, Kentucky Avenue to Washington Street, 22-minute delay. Southbound 465 also grinding from Rockville Road down to Sam Jones Expressway. That is also construction. Eastbound 70 stop and go before Belmont into the south split. Eastbound 465 on the northeast side slows from Westfield Boulevard over to Allisonville Road. Crash Carmel 161st Street at Hazeldale Road. Another one Cumberland Road at 131st. Traffic sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Thanks, Matt. Here's the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Expect another night filled with chill in the air as lows fall all the way down to the mid-40s. Wednesday, another beautiful day ahead with lots of sunshine, light winds, and low humidity with highs in the mid-70s. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna from 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level on the go and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
Hammer Hurricane Milton, now a Cat 5 hurricane, Cat 4 hurricane. It was Cat 5 at one point as it heads into the Florida Gulf.
And there's a chance it could kick back up to a 5. It's like teetering on that 4 and 5 right now.
So even though it's in the forecast to weaken before it makes landfall, don't let that fool you. Okay, just because it's weakening, it's slowing down. It's actually going to be quicker. Once it hits landfall, it's going to cross the state of Florida pretty quick.
Right. See, the problem we had with Hurricane Helene was it went up through the states. This one, if all the forecasters are correct, it's going to go across the state, from the left to the right and go back out to the ocean.
But a huge area. It could double in size.
Right.
Is what they're forecasting.
It will make a landfall late tomorrow night, maybe early into Thursday as a Cat 3, but that's pretty normal as these things get closer to landfall. Remember, Katrina was a Cat 3 by the time that it made landfall.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh, don't even say Katrina. That just makes me, shudder for the people. It ended up being devastated for where it ended up, New Orleans. 1,800 deaths.
It was bad. It was real bad. Yeah, and this one was a Cat 5 yesterday. It's down to a 4, could tick back up before it goes back down to a 3 as it makes landfall tomorrow. And in regards to the previous hurricane, Helene, we spent yesterday talking about the recovery efforts of those who are in North Carolina, East Tennessee, even parts of Georgia and Florida still. If you want to make a donation for the folks that are struggling in North Carolina, our pal Rick Snyder from the Fraternal Order of Police mentioned this yesterday. You can go to the FOP facility here in Indy and drop off a number of items or just cash. We've got the information posted. We put it on our Facebook and Twitter this morning. So go back and get that information. And if you can spare anything, cases of water, perishables, baby wipes, batteries, or just cash, you can stop by the FOP building here in Indianapolis, and they will take that to North Carolina. And also, I don't know if you guys saw this, Jason Aldean, country star, his foundation raised over $7 million to help these hurricane victims. Here was Jason Aldean. I think this was a show last night. He brings up his wife, Brittany, on the stage, and they make a big donation, and then they talk about the grand total that they've raised to help these hurricane victims.
Miss Brittany Aldean right here. We also want to donate to the states of Georgia and Florida, to Samaritan's Purse as well, from us, a check for $500,000 to also put the back, which will sell us over $7 million. So thank you guys, everybody. Obviously, Georgia means a lot to us. Carolina means a lot to her, and we're going to try our best to take as good care of them as we can. So thank you guys so much.
So they made a donation for $500,000, and the foundation grand total was $7 million.
And did I hear Samaritan's Purse?
Yes.
Okay, that's one. Yeah, Edward Graham, son of Billy Graham. That's a huge relief organization. We've had Edward on several times. They're doing amazing work in that part of the region right now, where Helene was severely just decimated, Asheville and Georgia and eastern Tennessee.
So for those who've been listening all afternoon, Nigel's been a little distracted, and I can tell, because he keeps telling me during commercial break, dude, can I leave early? Can I please go home? I've got it recorded. Kamala Harris is on The View, and I have to run home right now and drop everything I'm doing to watch Kamala Harris speak to those chicken heads.
And then directly after that, I'm going to listen to her on Howard Stern.
Oh, God.
Have her ass kissed on Howard Stern for an hour.
So,
yeah.
Kamala Harris on The View earlier today. Look, I'm not sure this is the answer that she wanted to give, but she gave it, and I don't think this is going to help her at all.
Well, if anything, would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind in terms of, and I've been a part of most of the decisions that have had impact.
Hold on.
You have?
She gets the opportunity to separate herself from Joe Biden, which is what she's wanted all along.
Yes.
That's what every focus group has said all along. And she says basically no. I mean, here, it might as well have been this.
Would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind in terms of, and I've been a part of most of the decisions that have had impact.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
I mean, it's a campaign ad for Trump, right? Everything that sucks, I've been right there holding hands with Joe Biden.
Last person in the room for the Afghanistan withdrawal.
Oh, what a disaster for Kamala Harris. Even the analysts on CNN had a panel today to talk about the disastrous appearance on The View from Kamala Harris.
I'm surprised, frankly, that she doesn't have more to say about this, given that she and her campaign know that this is one of the main questions that voters have about her. And one of the main things she's been trying to establish as part of her candidacy is the idea that she would represent a break from the past 4 years, and to not be able to come up with something to say in that moment. She continues to not be particularly nimble on her feet in a lot of these interviews, and this is a very obvious question that gave her an opportunity, frankly, to differentiate herself in a way that would have made news, that would have answered, I think, the curiosity of a lot of voters who want to know how she would lead differently. And she's not very specific in laying that out, and she can't point to a decision she would have made differently, which, in an electorate that thinks that doesn't like the way this administration has led, and that doesn't like the track that the country is on, that may not be a very satisfactory answer.
That's fancy talk for she blew it.
Wow.
I mean, this is the thing she wants to do more than anything else, is to separate herself from the walking corpse that is her boss. And she gets the most friendly possible crowd to do it, The View, and she blows it.
And that, I wouldn't even consider that a softball question, if you think about it. All right, tell me what you do differently. I think they were setting her up. Maybe they were setting her up so, here, you could separate yourself.
Right.
But I think that's a good question. What would you do differently than your predecessor?
It's a good question. It's an easy question.
Yes.
Because if you want to do something different than Joe, you should have that answer right away. But she didn't. She basically said nothing. Okay, that's a Donald Trump campaign ad. You just bought and paid for a Donald Trump campaign ad. Now, the other interview she's doing is with Howard Stern. And Nigel, we were talking about Stern during the commercial break here, and at one point, this guy was the most innovative person on the radio, doing things nobody else had done. It wasn't just the language or the crude content, it was the creativity. But now he's just a shell of what he used to be.
Yeah, I mean, he's sitting there interviewing Kamala Harris. I think they had an interview earlier today at like 1 o'clock, which his show is usually from 7 to 10, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday on Sirius. And like I could go back and find you footage of the TV show he did where he's in blackface using the N-word. And now the complete 180. And I think he had Hillary Clinton on at one point. I remember the Hillary Clinton interview he had a couple of years ago. She started going into a coughing fit. In the replays subsequent after that original interview, they edited out all the coughing, so it made it sound like she was fine.
Right.
Remember, there was a lot of problems with Hillary back then. Like some pneumonia rumors, fainting, having trouble getting into cars, walking upstairs, just like Joe Biden. But yeah, I don't get the politics for him anymore.
COVID broke him, I feel.
It really did. It broke him. He
was a COVIDian.
He became a shut-in. He can't wait to get the next booster. And it's like, man, that is a different audience now. That is a different audience that listens to him.
Right.
He wants to be friends with the elite. He wants to, hang out with Jennifer Aniston.
Right. He doesn't want to make construction workers laugh anymore.
No.
He wants to be invited to these parties. You're right. You're 100% right. Matt Baer, what's going on?
West side, northbound 465 is stopped. Kentucky Avenue up to Washington Street. That's a construction zone until early tomorrow morning. 36 minutes on the delay. Southbound 465, also construction slow from Rockville Road down to Sam Jones Expressway. Inbound 65, stop and go traffic. 38th Kessler down to West. 15 minutes on the delay. Northbound 65 dragging out of the north split up to 21st Street. Eastbound 465, stop and go from Westfield Boulevard over to Allisonville Road. Carmel crash 161st at Hazeldale. Another one, Cumberland Road at 131st. Crash reported on the east side, 42nd and Post. Traffic sponsored by Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield. They've teamed up with the Indiana Fever and Common Threads to provide local schools with information for nutritious meal preparation. Learn more at anthem.com/fever. Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield is the trade name of Anthem Insurance Companies Incorporated. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
71 right now at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. We'll play a fun round of Are You Okay With This next.
Guys, look, if you're feeling tired, lacking motivation, gaining weight, losing some muscle mass, these could all be signs of low testosterone. Here's the thing. You can't wait to find out. Don't wait. At Low T Center, they make it easy to get your levels checked. It's just a simple test, and with their on-site lab, you'll get the results back right there, and the technician there could get you on a program.
Make your appointment right now online. Go to lowtcenter.com and book that appointment. The experts at the Low T Center, they've got over a decade of experience helping patients in a number of different health matters, whether it's testosterone issues, whether it's weight gain. Yes, the Low T Center can get you evaluated for prescription weight loss medication. All you have to do is make that appointment. LowTCenter.com. That's LowTCenter.com. The Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Xfinity here. How can we help?
Hi. My daughter invited her entire class to her birthday party. Can my Wi-Fi handle it?
Oh, well, at Xfinity, our latest gateways have tri-band Wi-Fi technology, letting you connect hundreds of devices at once.
No way. So if all the kids are watching stuff on their phones, well, their parents are sharing videos online.
Yep, go ahead and watch videos. They can all do their thing and party their way. No problem.
Oh, we are gonna need a bigger cake.
Now through October 10th, get fast, reliable 150 megabit Xfinity internet for just $30 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract with free Wi-Fi equipment included. And ask how to get an eligible free 5G phone with Xfinity Mobile. Visit Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Xfinity, bring on the good stuff. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless bill and auto-pay stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply to internet service and Wi-Fi equipment. Actual speeds vary, not guaranteed.
Mike loves the fall in Indy, but he hates to paint, so he called Rhino Shield.
Our home is basically a contemporary, and we just started noticing that the paint was just fading and just looked like garbage. We had received a postcard from Rhino Shield, and we decided to take a look at it.
Rhino Shield's formulated for our specific climate here in Indiana.
We had problems in the past with painters. They leave debris and everything. Well, we didn't have that with Rhino Shield.
And right now, Indy, get the guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield for 15% off the regular price. Plus, there's more great news. Rhino Shield has partnered with Green Sky Financing to offer affordable monthly payments with 0% interest loans to qualified customers.
The thing about Rhino Shield, the heat gain has been reduced, and we save $70 a month. You don't hear that about any type of paint.
Here's Rhino Shield Shane Smith.
Call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint. Go Rhino.
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy 2. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
Is your pet a digging enthusiast, an escape artist, or a counter surfer? Invisible Fence brand has you covered. For the wannabe landscaper, we've got a solution to keep them active but not destructive. For the escape artist, our personalized pet fences keep them safe and sound at home. Counter surfer? No problem. We know how to keep cheese thieves at bay. Invisible Fence brand. Tailor-made solutions for your pet, your yard, and your needs. Visit InvisibleFence.com today.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
Go now to bwindow.com and receive $400 off per window and $250 off any patio or entry door, plus 2.99% financing.
This hour on 93 WIBC is powered by Absolute Comfort, your American Standard air dealer serving Central Indiana.
Are you really
Are you okay? Everything's gonna be okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm pretty far from okay.
Are you okay with this? On the Hammer and Nigel show.
Oh, yeah!
And real quick, coming up after 5:30, a Breitbart reporter that was on the ground during the Trump rally, the second rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. I don't feel like we spent enough time on that yesterday. We've had a lot of coverage for the hurricane, rightly so, but I think there's a bigger picture that we're missing with that rally that happened in Butler, Pennsylvania with Donald Trump, and we'll talk about that a little bit after 5:30. Meanwhile, Hammer, last weekend, a 16-year-old kid became the first person to completely defeat the original Nintendo Entertainment System's Tetris. He used a crash-resistant version of the game and made it to the, quote, rebirth, where the game rolls back to the start. Here is the moment that he does it.
Oh my god, I actually thought I was going to end at 254. I just messed it up.
All the ore is gone now. It's all gone. It's actually all gone, bro. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god, Ash got rebirth. Oh my god!
Are you okay with this?
Before I answer, I have questions. Number one, how does a 16-year-old in today's society even know about the original Nintendo Tetris? Number two, how much of this young man's life has been spent for this moment right here? How many times did he ignore going out with friends, going outside, exercising, to sit around and play an old game that his parents, maybe grandparents, used to play? And number three, what do you get? What do you win when you make it all the way through? When the fruits of your hard work and labor go all the way through and you win it and it rolls over, other than the self-gratification, do you get anything for it? Is there scholarship money? Because if not, I'm not okay with this, Nige. I'm not, because this tells me this kid has been inside way too long. What are you going to do in life where this is the main skill you're going to use? Unless you're working at Nintendo on the Tetris game, I don't know where this is going to come in handy.
I have a fourth question I'd like to ask this 16-year-old. Would you mind saving some chicks for the rest of us?
Does this make him the homecoming king, or does this mean he gets shoved in a locker? I don't know. Like when he's walking around his high school, is he Mr. Billy Badass with his chest hanging out? Yeah, I'm the guy that ran the table on Tetris. Or is he the guy that, people like our pal Dan Dockich would take his lunch money?
Oh, man.
We had a video where he did that once.
I remember. I know what you're talking about. That's hilarious. Okay, are you okay with this? Ultimate Classic Rock. It's this website. They put together a list of the top 35 Southern rock songs. Here are the top 5, and let's just say it belongs to the Allman Brothers and Leonard Skinner.
Good Lord, I feel like I'm dying, 'cause I'm as free
bird
as a bird now. Sweet home Alabama, I'm gonna let him catch the midnight round.
So basically, Allman Brothers and Skinner, top 5 Southern rock songs of all time. Are you okay with that?
I'm going to have to be, because I believe that's going to be Donald Trump's inauguration if he wins. It's going to be a Leonard Skinner cover band. It's going to be Allman Brothers cover band, maybe a Molly Hatchet cover band, because all the big celebrities are leftists. Maybe Kid Rock, and that's it.
Three Doors Down?
They did the first one, right? They did back in 2016. Let's do one more.
The New York Jets have fired their coach just 5 games into the season. New York Jets led by quarterback Aaron Rodgers. Robert Saleh is his name, and they didn't seem to agree a lot. I'm talking about the head coach and the quarterback Aaron Rodgers. Are you okay with this?
I'm okay with it because it's business. It's big business. You're not going to fire the big-name quarterback that you put all this money into.
No, they never do that.
So the coach gets blown out. It's business. I don't like it, but that's the way that it is. But what I want to see happen is that, let's just say the Tennessee Titans and Will Levis, that's who the Colts play this Sunday. If Will Levis has the game of his life against the Colt defense, I want Gus Bradley blown out, and I want Robert Saleh brought in because he's a good defensive coach. The Jets' defense isn't really the problem. They just can't get it going, offensively for whatever reason. So, yeah, if Will Levis, Captain Mayonnaise, lights up the Indianapolis Colts this Sunday against the vaunted Gus Bradley defense, don't be afraid to pick up the phone and call Robert Saleh and say, hey, I know you just got blown out, but if you really don't want to be around your family, you could come coach defense with us. We have a winnable division, no pressure, let's go.
Well, there were some people calling for Gus Bradley to be jettisoned after the Jacksonville game. mean, the winless Jacksonville Jaguars putting up, 37 points on the defense? 500 yards of offense?
And if you look at what teams have done against the Colts this year, everybody has their career game against this defense, right? Opening game, the Texans running back just goes nuts. Justin Fields and the Steelers, that's one of the worst offenses in the league. One of the best defenses, but one of the worst offenses, and they almost came back and beat the Colts. So, yeah, you're going to have to figure out a way to get some stops, and if the Titans, who are trash, put it on you this Sunday, don't be afraid to pick up the phone call. Pick up a call to Robert Saleh and see what happens. All right, coming up next, Alana Mastrangelo. She is the young lady that attended the Trump rally in Pennsylvania, going back to Butler, Pennsylvania. She works at Breitbart. She's got an amazing perspective on what she saw. That conversation's coming up right after the news with Harrison Silcox.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level. On the go.
Why some are already heading to the polls. Mostly sunny, 70 degrees downtown. No rain showing up on your radar. Temps tonight drop to the mid-40s. I'm Harrison Silcox. For the Michaelis Corporation, here's what's trending at 5:30. Early voting started in Indiana today. People that live in Indianapolis can cast their ballots at the city-county building. Marion County Clerk Kate Sweeney Bell says residents can take advantage of the opportunity.
Early voting right now will only happen at the city-county building until October 26th. At that point, we'll open up 8 additional satellite locations all across the county.
Things might be a little bit different since the last time you voted. You'll have to make sure you've got your ID to vote with you this year. Also, be prepared for a longer ballot because of federal elections and then also a constitutional amendment. President Joe Biden says his administration's preparing for whatever troubles Hurricane Milton may bring.
I've directed my team to do everything they can to save lives and help communities before, during, and after this hurricane. Most important message today for all those who may be listening to this in the impacted areas: listen to the local authorities.
Biden speaking in Milwaukee today. Milton's predicted to show up on the west coast of Florida by the end of the day tomorrow. A former Newcastle police officer could spend up to 50 years behind bars after a jury determined that he repeatedly abused arrestees and inmates during his time with the department. Sasha Nixon reports.
According to the Department of Justice, Aaron Strong used excessive force multiple times from 2017 to 2019. For example, he stomped on an intoxicated inmate's head in response to a comment made in 2017. That same day, he may have also shot another inmate with a beanbag shotgun, fracturing that inmate's spine. When these incidents occurred, Strong was the commander of the Henry County SWAT team, but he was later removed from the position. Sasha Nixon, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Denise Paula Hatch, no longer a constable in Marion County. She pled guilty Tuesday in 2 separate official misconduct cases, which will allow her to avoid any further jail time.
I don't like to say that we're sending a message. You know, if you commit a crime in the course of your duties and you're found guilty of a felony, you're going to be removed from office.
Deputy Prosecutor Kyle Bandy of Hancock County Hatch felt there was a conspiracy to remove her from office, which led to several confrontations with Indianapolis police and other city officials. With a look at the roads at 5:32, here's Matt Bear.
All right, Harrison, west side northbound 465 is stopped from Kentucky Avenue up to Washington Street. That's a construction zone until early tomorrow morning. We hope delay time right now is at 22 minutes. Southbound 465 stop and go because of construction before Rockville Road down to Sam Jones Expressway. Inbound 65 stop and go from MLK to Meridian Penn for 10 minutes. Eastbound 70 stop and go traffic Tibbs Avenue into the south split. Eastbound 465 slow roll off Keystone over to Allisonville Road in a crash Carmel. This is Cumberland Road at East 131st Street. Also a crash reported on the west side, Holmes at 14th. Traffic sponsored by B Window. This month only at bwindow.com. Receive $400 off per window and $250 per patio or entry door plus 2.99% financing. B Window, proud to be employee owned. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Expect another night filled with chill in the air as lows fall all the way down into the mid-40s. Wednesday, another beautiful day ahead with lots of sunshine, light winds, and low humidity with highs in the mid-70s. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on The Level on the Go and on WIBC.com.
It's the Hammer and Nigel show. My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there. I believe a seminal moment in Donald Trump's run for president happened over the weekend at his rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, the place where an attempt was made on his life, the place where the president was shot, the place where one of his supporters was shot and killed. And I think this warrants spending a little more time on this rally. Somebody that was there on the ground over the weekend, Breitbart reporter Alana Mastrangelo here joining us. Alana, just give me the overall big picture, what you saw, the tone, the tenor, the emotion of Donald Trump's triumphant return to Butler, Pennsylvania over the weekend, and maybe we can drill down into some other things as well.
Sure. Well, first, thank you for having me. And overall, the event was, it was a massive event. We were out there a couple of days ahead of time, and there were long lines as far as the eye could see to get in, at 8 o'clock in the morning. We were actually there the night before. There were people camping out, vying to get a spot really close to the stage for the event. Because, a massive crowd showed up. The campaign estimates it's more than 105,000 people is what they said.
Wow.
And it was just, the crowd was huge. I was up on the media risers, and I was trying to look back. I was trying to take photos of the crowd, and you couldn't see past, I would zoom in on the camera, and you couldn't see where it ended. It was a huge crowd. And it also served as a celebration of life for Corey Comparatore, who, tragically lost his life on July 13th. So there were, while it was an exciting event with a lot of people, and it kind of felt like a music festival, unlike any kind of political rally anyone's ever seen. And really unlike any Trump rally I've ever been to. It was really just the most energetic and very positive vibes, strong, powerful crowd and everything. But while it was that, it was also, it had its solemn moments as well. Something very powerful that I think really stood out was Trump timed his speech at exactly 6:11 when the shots first rang out 12 weeks ago. And the event was held 12 weeks to the day since July 13th. And he timed his speech so that he could call for a moment of silence. Everyone paused and remained silent. And then that was followed by Christopher Macchio, the opera singer, coming out and singing a rendition of Ave Maria, which was very powerful and, brought tears to people's eyes. And it was a nice moment for Corey.
Alana, Jason Hammer here, and we'll talk about Donald Trump's, speech here in just a moment, but let's keep it on Corey for just a moment. We've been talking on our show about how that gentleman losing his life really seems like it shook Donald Trump. Behind all the bravado, behind all the trash talk and everything you think about Donald Trump, the way you hear him speak about that guy, Corey Comparatore, and the way he acted at the RNC convention when he walked up on stage where his fire suit was, it really looks like that shook Donald Trump.
Yeah, and it was, Corey's name was mentioned throughout the day and night, by rally attendees, by Trump, by Vance. His name was really on the top of everybody's mind that day, and they had a reserved area in the bleachers where his firefighting gear was placed alongside, memorial bouquets and everything, and that was oftentimes, displayed on the jumbotron so that everybody could see it and be reminded of it throughout the rally, which was really kind of there was a strong image too, because it was, next to the jumbotron was a rooftop where they had counter snipers, and it was just kind of like, if a picture could say, 1,000 words, it was just, the jumbotron with the memorial bouquet and the firefighting gear alongside the rooftop where they had, counter snipers manned this time. That was another thing that a lot of people noted as well, is that unlike the first rally on July 13th, unlike the first rally on July 13th, virtually every roof had counter snipers.
Yeah, I was going to say, did you see the infamous sloped roof where the shooting took place, and was it covered?
Oh yeah, we saw the infamous sloped roof. There was a lot of them, and a lot of those rooftops that now former Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheadle said was outside of the perimeter of what needed to be secured for the rally. We saw a lot of all of those rooftops were secured this time, which was an interesting note. So there was that. A lot of people were taking note of that, looking up, and that was, and everyone paid attention to that as well that attended. And yeah, but Corey was a big focus of that event. We spoke to a lot of rally attendees waiting in line to get in, and a lot of people mentioned his name. What was interesting too is that, a lot of people, they praised Trump for his boldness in returning to the exact same site where he was struck with a bullet. And a lot of them that we talked to as well, they were mentioning that they too were returning, after having attended the July 13th rally. So that kind of boldness, a lot of people called it a power move by Trump, to return, and mentioned that this was the kind of strength that they want in a leader, of the country. So, and that inspired them too to return, because a lot of people had PTSD from you were at a rally where there was a shooting, the president was shot, somebody lost their life, but people returned. So Trump also inspires. You could just tell that Trump really inspires his supporters, and for them to return, and their children were returning as well. I mean, I thought that was kind of a powerful thing that I noticed as well at the rally.
Breitbart reporter Elana Mastrangelo was on the ground at the Trump rally over the weekend in Butler, Pennsylvania. Was Elon Musk a surprise, or did we know he was coming, and what was he doing there? And basically coming out on stage endorsing Donald Trump, dark MAGA, or however he puts it. Yeah. What was the substance of his message to the crowd?
Well, Elon, it was kind of a surprise, but I think people knew maybe a couple days ahead of time that he would be joining Trump on stage, but people were very excited about that. Because, the Democrats always get the billionaires. We finally get one, that supports. So it's kind of exciting. But yeah, he came out. His main message was, he warned voters, that he warned Trump supporters that if they don't vote, his prediction is that this will be the last election. That was his big thing, his big area of concern. And, he later elaborated on that, I think, yesterday yesterday with Tucker Carlson. He explained that the reason why he believes that, is because of the, Democrats importing illegals to swing states by large numbers via the CBP One app. And then all you need is really to swing a swing state by, 10, 20,000 votes, and you lose the swing state. So that was kind of his theory as why he predicts that it would be the last election if Trump loses, because they would then legalize illegals into voting, which, overwhelmingly vote Democrat. So that was his main message at the rally, is just he was imploring Trump supporters to vote and to convince everybody that they knew to vote, because he's just concerned that America would turn into a one-party country, just kind of like how California is a one-party state, no matter what anyone in California can do.
Elena, what's the response to J.D. Vance? It seems like even Trump supporters who might not have been sold at the very beginning have kind of been coming around, maybe done a 180 on J.D. Vance.
Yeah, I believe that was the debate against Tim Walz was a big part of that, because it was just, everybody, I mean, people had their criticisms. He's young, he's new. They had their criticisms, and then the Walz or the Harris-Walz campaign trying to run that narrative that he's weird or whatever. For Tim Walz to call anyone weird is kind of ironic, and but it was really the debate, just seeing that powerful performance at the debate and seeing how how good he is at articulating, the Republican Party platform and Trump's America First agenda. Really, I think caused everybody to do a 180 there. So he received a very strong reaction, applause. When he came out on stage, everyone's very satisfied with his debate performance, and he basically, at the rally in Butler, he basically just said that the America First movement is not going to be intimidated and not going to be stopped, and he noted that despite the assassination attempts, 2 of them now against Trump, that the left continues their violent rhetoric. And that the violent rhetoric used by Kamala Harris has also been, repeated verbatim by the second guy at the golf course that tried.
Yeah.
With the guns in the bushes.
And so finally, big picture, Elena, can we glean anything from this? Like I opened this segment saying I thought this was kind of a seminal moment in his campaign, in his run for the president of the United States. I mean, could we extrapolate anything from the emotion and the passion that we saw at this rally and say, oh, okay, something's different this time around than it was in 2020 in terms of support for Donald Trump?
Yeah, I think it did feel very different. I mean, it did. I've been to a number of Trump rallies, and this one was unlike anything I had ever seen before, with just the amount of people. We also talked to some people who they told us that there were a lot of independents, a lot of former Democrats there, a lot of people that decided to support Trump after the RFK Jr. endorsement. A lot of people that were just straight up RFK Jr. supporters, and then they just switched to Trump supporters after that endorsement. So there was a lot of it just had a very historical feel to it. Like it wasn't just like a regular rally. It seemed like it was more of a historical moment, like a moment that's going to be talked about for years to come. Just everything that's been going on this year. And then just with the lead up to that rally was just kind of like all of it being displayed, before everyone. So that was just kind of the vibe that I got from being there.
Find her work, Breitbart.com, Breitbart reporter Elena Mastrangelo. I hope I didn't butcher your last name too bad during this interview. Elena, we appreciate your coverage, and thank you so much for all the work you do. You have a great week.
Thanks, you too.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Pat Sullivan here with Michaela from the Michaelis Corporation. If you see mold growth in your home or business, you need to get it checked out by a professional. Michaela, why should someone with mold call Michaelis?
Michaelis is a local and family-owned business for over 39 years. Our inspections are free and we're IICRC certified. Michaelis will sample the mold and has full remediation services if needed. Many times it is not needed, but we want to ensure it is not a dangerous type of mold.
It's important to know what you're dealing with, and should it be something that is a problem, does Michaelis help with the insurance process for mold remediation?
Absolutely. We handle working with insurance throughout the process to give you peace of mind.
If you suspect mold, call the Michaelis Corporation. Water, storms, fire, and mold. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Text or call 844-FIXED-INDY. That's 844-FIXED-INDY. Make it Michaelis.
Now that the kids have gone back to school, you're probably spending less time on vacation and out at the pool and more time indoors. You'll take a look around and see some easy DIY projects like touching up painted walls or cleaning your windows. But what about that dip in your floor? If you're starting to notice sagging or bouncy floors, the experts from Indiana Foundation Service can help. It may seem overwhelming to you, but rest assured, they are the experts on taking care of your problem. Indiana Foundation Service's certified field inspectors can come out and explain what's happening to your floors, identify your permanent crawl space solution, and provide you with a no-pressure quote. If you're ready to fix your sagging or bouncy floors, visit IndianaFoundation.com for your free inspection now. That's IndianaFoundation.com. Indiana Foundation Service. There's a reason they are the trusted local experts.
Indiana Foundation Service, reliability from the ground up.
Truck drivers, are you tired of missing out on valuable time at home? At Midwest Logistics Systems, you can find a local dedicated job that gets you home every day. Plus, we offer predictable Monday through Friday schedules with occasional Saturdays. As an MLS driver, you'll haul 100% no-touch freight, earn performance and safety bonuses, and have access to full benefits. Don't wait. Upgrade your driving job today. Search jobs and apply now at MidwestLogisticsSystems.com. That's MidwestLogisticsSystems.com.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
Don't you deserve health care you can count on? Well, you can count on United Healthcare with Medicare plans that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. You can enjoy reliable coverage and low out-of-pocket costs with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. United Healthcare Medicare Advantage plans. Made for Indianapolis, trusted everywhere. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today.
Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield and Common Threads has teamed up with the Indiana Fever to provide local schools with information for nutritious meal preparation. Learn more at anthem.com/fever. Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield is the trade name of Anthem Insurance Companies, Inc.
Based on the last 17 years, we feel like American Standard is the best in the market.
That's Chris Wedekin, owner of Absolute Comfort, your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Trans-Siberian Orchestra is making its way back to Gamebridge Fieldhouse on December 19th with an all-new show, The Lost Christmas Eve Tour. For tickets and more information, head to WIBC.com.
Matt Bear, you talk now.
Eastbound 70 stop and go traffic, Tibbs Avenue into the south split. Inbound 65 stop and go before MLK to Meridian Penn. On the west side, northbound 465 stops from Kentucky Avenue up to Washington Street, down to 2 lanes until tomorrow morning. It's a construction site. Also looking at a crash. This is Beech Grove, Churchman Avenue at 4th Avenue. Crash Carmel, Cumberland Road at 131st. Inbound 65 stop and go MLK to Meridian Penn. Eastbound 70 slow from the south split back to Belmont. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. There is still time to get a patio this season. Get on the books now for a patio this fall. Indy Decorative Concrete, the patio experts, changing the way Indy thinks about concrete. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
71 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. Those who know me know I love Las Vegas. I am Mr. Las Vegas. I just read that Tears for Fears is doing a residency, which is a series of concerts in one hotel in Las Vegas.
And I think they've got a new song out or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Loved Tears for Fears when I was a kid.
So, Allison, have you ever heard of the band Tears for Fears?
It sounds like an oldie person thing.
So I put together a 5-song montage.
Not a bad way. Okay.
5-song montage of Tears for Fears. Nigel, how many Tears for Fears songs do you think Allison has just heard of?
Out of 5?
I'm setting the over-under at 2.5.
I'll go over.
So you think she knows at least 3 of these?
I think she knows 3.
Okay.
Out of 5.
Allison, we're going on the honor system here, okay?
Yes.
You don't have to name them.
Just tell us if you've heard of it or not.
Yep.
Tears for Fears, here we go.
Yes, of course.
This was a big one. There's one.
Loved this song when I was a kid.
No. Head Over Heels. Okay.
Love this song.
No.
Seeds of Love. No.
Yes, Mad World.
Mad World, yes. 2.
How did you hear
Yes, everybody.
3.
I did it. Oh, wait.
The over cashes, baby. Allison cashes that over ticket.
That happens to me every time.
I really didn't think.
I've never even heard of that last one that you played.
Everybody Rules the World?
No, the before that one.
Mad World.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a medium hit for Tears
How
for
did
Fears.
you hear for th-
I feel like that one was in some kind of 80s movie.
Oh, whatever.
Well,
But how do you get that and not Head Over Heels? Head Over Heels was a monster.
listen, I was honest.
There we go. Top stories coming up next.
Buy a home if you want to sell a home. Maybe you want to do both. Mark Dietel is the only guy I'd trust, real estate expert. How about Mark from Danville? Finished building his new perfect home out of state and needed out of his current place quick. And he needed a big price. Mark Dietel and his team delivered. His house sold in 3 days on the market over asking price.
Mark Dietel is the only real estate agent that we trust and recommend here on the Hammer and Nigel show. And it's because of the guarantee. The guarantee is a game changer. Mark Dietel guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. You pick your move date, no long-term contracts. You can cancel at any time. Call Mark Dietel today, 317-755-4232, or go to markdietel.com. That's Mark, Dietel, markdietel.com.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-525-9369. 800-525-9369.